Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Vancouver by Night Delve into Darkness. As a warning, this is a mature game and it explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams will be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode if you feel ready. Or you can skip ahead to the next episode. We'll be back again next week. So, we have a few sponsors. First up is Mikhail Artoya of Artoya Designs, who creates these beautiful dice boxes. Please visit him on Instagram, and we will have the link in the chat. I think we're in the high 90s at this point for the whether or not Mikhail is in our chat when we start off the game. So we'll post that up there. Just go click on that and throw some money Mikhail's way to get yourself one of these awesome dice boxes. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of tabletop veterans dedicated to producing quality content from multimedia like here on Twitch to one-shots, modules, and full-fledged game lines. They are also available for commission work or consultations to help you make your next tabletop project see completion. Investing in the World of Darkness fan community is just one approach. Martlet Games is to walking the threads betwixt the worlds and sampling the heady chaos found on those paths. It's Dark Umbra stuff. It's mage. I don't know. We don't have a mage game right now, or yet, or probably, maybe ever. Who knows? So returning the favor over on their Patreon, which will be up in the chat, and spreading the word of the flock far and wide ensures your place among the records of history. And our second season sponsor, it's our third sponsor, is Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game, from dice boxes and rolling trays to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs. Each piece is created on site in their workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen. And I've got my Gangrel one right here. Everybody else, I believe, has their clan one. Oh, wait, there we go. There's the Gangrel. There it is. That's the one. Gangrel. Alright, and you can use dry erase markers to keep track of your character sheet in case you don't want to put pencil in on the paper and erase it, and then you just have a piece of paper that'll eventually fall apart, especially if you get hungry a lot, because that kind of sucks. So let me now introduce our vampires. Let's start. Wait, over this way, over here. There we go. With Duran.
I lost my unmute button. I don't know how that happened. It moves around. Hi, my name's Cliff. I tonight will be appearing live and in person as Duran Giovanni, the tailor with an opinion.
Or unalive and in person.
As long as I'm in person. That's important. Both are he, him, and next. Wait, hand it off.
That way. If you point to your right, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that one. Jude.
Okay.
Hey, my name's Sara. I'll be playing Jude Duncan, the Brawlin Tremere, who recently parlayed with the Vancouver by Night adjacent coterie and now is getting ready to face her coterie again. So, yeah, just,
I was going to mention that in the little bit of a recap, but Mordecai.
Hey, Mike playing Mordecai, he, him, for both. And he's also excited to talk about the meeting.
Is he? And
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, aka Doubles the Dice around the internet. I am playing Jalil Ja Kato, he, him, your friendly neighborhood Banu Hakim assassin. And I'm very interested to see what this other coterie has to say to ensure that their lives or unlives continue. Because if it's wrong, it's going to be all bad.
And last but certainly not least is Abigail.
Hello, my name is Joanna, she, her, playing Abigail, also she, her, who is your neighborhood techie Tremere, and who is very proud of Jude for holding her own with the other coterie, who has the XP to smash us all. So, very proud of Jude.
So when last we saw our intrepid coterie of vampires, they were preparing Jude, or preparing some kind of a meeting to have people go to the other coterie, which if you look at the YouTubes, am I pointing in the right direction now? Nope. That way, YouTube. Go to YouTube and you'll be able to see that particular episode in which Jude paid a visit to the adjacent coterie to discuss some of the city matters that were going on. So this particular episode is the next night from that. So it'll be Jude coming back to Sandwich and reporting to her coterie what happened. And let's get a rouse check from everybody. Let's start with one hunger in this particular instance. I'm assuming between then and now you managed to grab a bite to eat.
Oh, thank God, because I was at 3. Okay, great.
Jude was about to start leaking like Charlie. Oh, thumbs down, thumbs up. Ja, what do you got? Mordecai? Thumbs up and a thumbs down. All right, so I believe Duran was thumbs up, yes? Okay, cool. So, Mordecai, you hear, it's time to eat someone.
We'll see how the talk goes.
Just grab one of these security people that you've hired.
I pay these ones.
Yes, and then
That's just throwing away good money over bad.
you've already paid their insurance. It's
If the
fine.
talk goes poorly, then I'll eat at the talk.
You've already paid their insurance. Just take it out of the insurance money, and then you don't have to pay them anymore, and I'm saving you money.
Look, I don't ask you for business advice.
You don't.
I'll eat at the meeting if it goes bad.
You don't ask me for much of anything anymore.
Well, there's a reason for that, Neff.
Kind of disappointing.
Yes, well. Come to town, have a party. You'll be fine.
And Jude, what you hear is, hey, we haven't talked in a couple of days. You probably should have eaten somebody back then. Maybe, I don't know, the Cassandra one.
No, especially not her. She's the only one. She said we could go on a date.
Yeah, but you can still eat her later.
No,
And then she'll be here all the time, like me.
I don't want potentially 2 X's in my head. Then that seems like that seems like probably not great.
I'll like gang up. It'd be terrible.
Yeah, having both your exes in your head at the same time is probably a bad look.
See, you understand.
Yeah, I suppose.
I will take care of it though. I know we haven't really had a proper feed. I get that. So I'll make it happen.
So, how is everyone getting to Sandwich, or what are you all doing? I'm assuming Duran is checking the books, and the one that was in the red, the one shop that was in the red, that it's you've noticed over the last couple of days it's kind of bouncing. One day a little bit in the red, one day a little in the black, one day a little bit more in the red, one day a little in the black. It's fluctuating.
Mm-hmm. it does in the business. We'll buy a stack of advertising space in various places. The odd bus shelter, near the business district. Um, Newspapers, for what they're worth these days, they still reach people. A couple of GQ level magazines. Local is better. Just spread the word a little more.
All right. Your ghoul takes those particular notes and rushes off to do what it is that you've instructed.
Excellent. And then the usual phone calls, and then everything's good.
And then making your way to the sandwich.
Yeah, I'm going to stop by, the room off my sleeping room inside and pick up a couple of things that have been delivered. So, and then stroll to Sandwich.
I have noted those in our out of character chat.
Thank you. I noticed the noting in the out of character notifications.
And I noticed that you noticed the noting. Okay, let's just keep going. I know that you know that I know that you know. And let's hop over to
I was
Jude.
thinking. Yeah, well, I imagine Jude and Abigail are probably rolling together as kind of a little duo for the most part because we live in the same place. Is that accurate, Joe?
That would be
sounds about right. I think Abigail is at least trying to encourage Jude to make use of the city bikes that are available. See if we
Jude
can.
would 100% ride a bike. She'd be totally down.
Yeah, I mean it's always bike weather in Vancouver, so yeah.
Cool. So I think that as we're kind of like riding on the bikes, Jude's probably been kind of quiet up until that point. Probably not very chatty. Got dressed, got her makeup on, and just probably while she's looking at the city, she looks at Abigail for just a second as they're riding. Do you like living in Vancouver?
Well, I mean it's a good city. There's never been a perfect city that I've lived in. There have always been issues wherever you go, but for the most part, this city seems to be more calm than most other cities that I've been in, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same with me, really. It's definitely calmer than the last place I came from, for sure. But I don't know. It's just, I'm trying to fully embrace it here as my home. And I just hope I'm making the right decision.
Well, that's something each person must decide for themselves. And honestly, if you want to make this home, then that's what you need to embrace and you need to work with and decide. I don't know if pro and con lists work for you. For me, it's not a bad city, and I have the benefit of not having to deal with my sire here. So that's one of my main reasons for staying. Plus, I like the other kindred in the city. Well, for the most part. I mean, there's obviously going to be, the odd anarch here or there, or the odd camarilla here or there that's going to make one's life miserable, but that's the same everywhere. But the benefit of not having my sire in my business, so to speak, is quite beneficial.
And Jude sort of like probably chuckles a little bit. It's funny. It seems like most of us don't really have a good relationship with our sires, really. Mine was really an outlier, I suppose. And I mean, she's gone now, so she can't fuck it up in the future either. I feel kind of lucky to just have those good memories,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my sire, but at the same time, my sire outright lied to me. So, I mean,
Right.
I'm glad that Cassius was able to bring me in here and keep my my sire quiet and off my back. So
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, well, and Jude kind of just looks forward on the bike, and then I imagine that they get to sandwich.
yep.
All right. Next up would probably be either Ja or Mordecai.
Okay. I suspect Ja's interaction would have been like this: get up, send a text to Jude that simply says "still alive?" question mark.
Yeah, I mean, whenever she gets that, she'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm cool. I texted the group chat.
Just making sure.
Thank
See you
you."
at sandwich.
Is there
And
a
then
sandwich emoji?
Ja
I don't
cancels
actually-
all other plans that he had because honestly, Ja planned on Jude probably dying here. Just being honest. That was going into an unwinnable situation, so he's being realistic as far as he's concerned.
That's fair.
Like he's at dinner plans. He was going to go play with his Touchstone's kids because they like him. Uncle Ja, it's a whole thing. But instead, he canceled all that, and he's going to meet people at the sandwich. So he hops in the whip, rolls out, and is speeding because this is important. Clearly, if you lived, then you must have gotten something interesting, and I want to know if they're planning to kill us and if I have to kill them first.
It's good to have plans. It's good to have plans for that sort of eventuality or possibility. Mordecai.
I think Mordecai actually might be later. He would want to approach this whole evening with as cool a head as possible, because he's at a stupidly low humanity and has a bit of a short fuse for certain things. So he's going to do a bit of meditating and sup with the herd to knock his hunger down.
Okay.
So come back to me.
Let's hop over to probably be Jude and Abigail that would get there first. Duran's phone calls would take a while, and then Jow would probably be coming up pretty soon after Jude and Abigail get there due to all the speeding.
So Jude is just going to sort of be looking aimlessly through all the little knickknacks and whatnot, and maybe like touching a crystal that she thinks looks nice, and looking at all the stuff. Kind of just a bit far away as everyone gets there.
You would be approached by you know who.
I didn't say anything about her so I could avoid it, but I guess it's inevitable. Here we go. All right. You saw through my ruse.
No chance of that.
Damn it.
Hey, did you hear that Braun Perlman's going to be in Scream Before You Die? Yeah, they're working on it. It's
where you get this?
It's in pre-production right now.
What is Scream? Is that part of the Scream franchise?
No, I think it's something different. I think he does like a lot
but
of
it's
movies.
Like horror though?
I don't think it's horror. I don't know. He's gonna be playing like a governor or something in it. I think. I don't know if it has any connection to The Walking Dead either, but it's just weird.
Oh goodness! What a
Also,
mess.
have you seen the new Batman trailer?
Didn't catch that one either.
Yeah, it has that guy from that sparkly. Do you guys sparkle when you go out in the sunshine?
Nope. No sparkling.
Really?
No sparkling here. Nope. Unfortunately, no.
So what happens?
Not really. That wouldn't be my vibe. So I'm kind of glad. Huh?
So what happens when you go out in the sunshine?
We literally disappear into a pile of ash, and that is that.
Well, that's nowhere near as fun as sparkling when you can go in the sunshine.
I mean, agreed. But we can't all be perpetual sparkly teenagers traipsing around in the woods, can we?
Well, I guess not. But, you are near where those books took place, right?
I know.
They took place down in, like, I don't know, Washington State or something.
Yeah, Washington State.
Do you guys play
yeah,
baseball?
Sure. I was starting catcher on my baseball team as a kid, my softball team, but I didn't really play too much after that, especially not now. Though
wow,
I guess it could kind of be fun because some people would be really fast and hit it really far. That would actually be fun.
That's what you guys. Oh, you guys do that too as well, where you can run really. Can you like jump from tree to tree with like somebody on your back, basically?
Me personally, no, but others can. Me personally, no. How's everything? What anything?
Yeah,
to
that's
report?
good. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, listen, I know I've been kind of like out and about, so if you could like just a one page little like report about anything particular that's been going on here. Google Doc. Just a short one.
Sure, I guess, but it's kind of all boring stuff. People come in, they want their chakras realigned or whatever. We give them some white sage and they can deal with ghosts or some bullshit. I don't know. And we got like we're getting like a whole bunch of sand in because you want like artisanal
The sand is here.
So for people to like, I don't know, have in their office the little rake thing that they drag through.
Oh, yes, perfect. And nice little smooth stones.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different colors too. Yes. Like some people have started showing up with like weddings and stuff that they want to do like sand ceremonies.
Oh, okay. I have to read about that. I don't know about that.
We haven't even advertised anything yet about like having sand here. I guess just the name change.
I mean, I was going to say it's in the name. So
yeah, I suppose so. But we also had some people come in looking for like Subway sandwiches.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of a confusing.
I thought we could avoid it because it's not spelled like that.
It's not really, no.
I'll have to ruminate on how to potentially avoid that in the future.
Yeah,
I'm open to ideas if you have any.
I don't know. Maybe definitely make it part of the ad. Make it like, make sure that people know that this is just for sand. It's not for the.
You know what? I'm going to talk to Duran and see maybe what he has to say about like advertising and marketing and stuff. I feel like he would probably know some stuff. So I'll see what he could do.
And Abigail's here too. Does she know that Ron Perlman's in that new movie? Like, 'cause she totally seems like a Ron Perlman fan. She got the Beauty and the Beast reference that I said before.
Abigail's at the other end of the store right now, and she's just like, she walked away as soon as Gretchen started talking. She's like,
smart. Oh, but okay. So big night.
Hi, Abigail.
Hello, Gretchen. And Abigail goes back to whatever book she was reading.
Okay,
so
big night.
Yeah, big night. Everybody's coming.
She goes over to the computer and like kind of opens up a Google Doc to try to like keep track of everything. So who's everybody? Who's coming? Abigail's here, obviously.
Yeah, already. And John, Duran, and Mordecai. The usual suspects.
Right. Are they suspicious though? Should I keep an eye on them?
No.
Should we get security cameras?
I got it. Oh yeah, we should have security cameras. Yeah.
Yeah, we probably should. It's at that point that Joe would probably come in.
Out of character. I truly thought that those were already in there. So, whoops.
Do you really think that the former proprietor of this particular thing wanted any evidence of what she was doing?
That's a good point. That's a real good point. Touche, my friend.
And Prince's face there says it all. She's like, nope.
She's gone. It's okay.
I mean, it was practically an abattoir downstairs.
That's just quiet.
Hi, Ja.
Good evening.
Oh, hey, do you know that
No.
Ron Perlman's in
Gretchen.
Scream Before You Die? I think you
Gretchen.
might like it.
No. It's cool.
No,
No.
it kind of sounds like
No.
he seems angry a lot. It kind of seems like his kind of movie.
Listen, you should just blanket going forward in the future. Blanket, just don't talk to him unless he speaks to you first, okay?
Yes, that would be best
Sure.
for your future existence.
I mean, you'd really like that movie. It's Scream Before You Die. Really, kind of.
I can tell him about it later.
How do you feel about knowing the moment right before you die, Gretchen?
You mean like spirituality sense, like?
No, as in, if I removed you from your existence right now, that would be the moment before you die. And I would replace you with someone that looked like you, but didn't talk.
Gretchen's kind of looking at Jude like,
and you just shrugging like this is your fault. Like, what do you want me to do?
Good night, Gretchen.
Yeah.
And I just keep walking by.
Storyteller, quick question,
That's
just
me.
to the side. I had sent to Kevin all of the photos of the various medications we had found in that SI site. Did Kevin ever respond after his initial "I'll get back to you" thing?
Kevin did respond. It is essentially kind of like it's essentially a pharmacy, really. There's like a little bit of everything. It looked like, from what he sent back to you, it kind of looked like the people that you got this from were experimenting.
Okay, but nothing specific about what that could have been an experiment for?
It looked like, from what he could tell, like, since you took a picture of everything and sent it to him, like it's basically an A to Z of your local pharmacy. Like, they were throwing essentially spaghetti up against the wall to see what works and what doesn't work.
And one of those was trying to get superpowers, right?
Yes.
Basically getting vampire. Okay. All right. Abigail's gonna go up to Jaw and just kind of quietly say, Jaw, did you ever find out anything further about those brethren of yours, the Banu Hakim, who were working on that shoot up at the Sigil Rose?
Actually, I haven't followed this up with our storyteller, so out of character.
You have not.
I was just making sure. I was like, I don't think I have.
You haven't heard anything back as of yet. Like, you've gotten, over the last couple of days, you've been sent messages via certain means, like a folded up piece of paper slipped underneath your door type thing, and it's essentially, it doesn't say anything on it, but you know what it means. It means we are going to be contacting you at the certain point in time that we have been instructed to contact you. Rest easy until then.
Thieves can't set Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
I relay that to the group.
Okay. And Storyteller, Kevin didn't get back to me about or did he even receive the package that I sent with Jaw's phone in it yet?
He is not as of yet, because it's only been 2 days. It's probably in a shipping container in LA or something, or some UPS van probably
going
on its
back.
way. Yeah, because
going down and then going back up the coast.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's in Seattle again. It's going to LA, but sure, fuck it, it's in Seattle again. Why not?
I think Duran was muted.
I'm just mumbling to myself.
Oh.
Carry on.
All right. Well, if you do hear anything else, let us know. By all means, Jaw. It's kind of disquieting that things like this are happening.
You're muted.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. This is not one of those situations where you just look and then say, whatever. When my
Agreed.
brethren start coming around and doing whatever it is they do, sometimes it's for work and sometimes it's more insidious.
Well, we should all be, I guess, on our guard as usual.
Well, if it makes you feel better, if they were coming after us, we'd probably already be dead.
That is a fair point. I guess that does make you feel slightly better.
John just shrugs.
Abigail's just like,
It's at that point that probably Duran and Mordecai would be coming in around the same time.
So yeah, stroll in. I am casually dressed, as you can see, mostly tweed. And I've got a briefcase, a small briefcase in hand, and a larger kind of soft bag, both in the same hand as I enter. Ah, mia familia. Buonasera, everyone. Ah, Gretchen. Some would say that Ron Perlman's career began with Quest for Fire, but I think 1984's Ice Pirates really set the tone with him.
Really?
See,
I'm
Quest for
sorry,
Fire was good, but Ice Pirates was just.
but Quest for Fire is what like kind of gave him like the notoriety.
But see, at the beginning, but really his personality shone in Ice Pirates.
Did you know
and
that
that wonderful blend of action and humor? See, in pre-production, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Oh yeah,
he was actually in Ryan's Hope on TV before that, but yeah,
I don't know. For TV, you got to go with Beauty and the Beast, right?
See, very much. He's had several spots, but.
I'm not sure how I feel about Transformers: Rise of the Beast, though. I don't know. Are they going to go Dinobots with that one, or are they going to go like Beast Wars Transformers with that one?
I am making no predictions yet, but we will see. I will enjoy it because my bar for entertainment is extremely low.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like Pacific Rim, right? You don't go to Pacific Rim expecting Shakespeare. You want to see like giant robots punch giant monsters in the face.
See.
And that's what you get, right? You pay for whatever you know, like you go to the Ethan Hawke, like Shakespeare Hamlet. It's kind of a futuristic Hamlet. It's kind of weird, but you go to that, you want to see Hamlet. You don't want to see giant robots punching giant monsters in the face. Though, if we could do
Shakespeare with giant robots,
yes,
could be very
exactly.
interesting.
Like Hamlet, in the end of it, it's like the king or whatever.
I don't know Hamlet. I would do the Scottish play though with giant robots. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
I'd almost go Warhammer 40,000 with them though, just because this way you can run around on top of the giant robots.
For Warhammer, do they have any units that have like branches or whatever, trees sticking out of the top of them? Because you probably need that, because it's like the prophecy is like, hey, the tree when the forest moves against him,
giant
when he's not
robots wearing
Hello, Mr. Duran. How are you this evening?
Signora Abigail, I am good, thank you. And yourself?
Good. How is business?
Excellent. Wonderful. And I think in the name of business, as soon as Senor Strickland is here, we should adjourn downstairs.
I agree.
Senora Jude, it is wonderful to see you.
As if on cue.
The rumble of the Viper. It just doesn't even, it just pulls it like right up to the door almost, sort of thing. You can emanating in with activated majesty, and just comes in, and he stops in the threshold. Basically has a moment of clarity and deactivates majesty, but not before everybody felt this palpable wave of, the best way to describe it would be really angry alpha predator. Just like daunt, but like to the nth degree, just like a palpable just force of just pissed.
Was that necessary, Mordecai?
I turned it off.
Why was it on?
You never know. Hi, everyone. That's
Hello,
some.
Mordecai.
Buonasera.
Shall
Let's
we?
go downstairs.
Going to be a
See.
very interesting evening.
Oh, see. Okay, get
All
your
right,
back.
so-
Tara agrees.
Who's got the key?
Yeah, Abigail's got the key, and so she's going to lead
Yep.
everybody downstairs. Sorry, I couldn't get unmuted for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, Abigail's got the key. She looks at Jude. She's like, "Is it okay we go downstairs, Jude?"
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. All right, and let's go downstairs then. Abigail opens up the doorway with the stairs, and
The
Turn-
stairs go down.
turns on, or not turns on, but does a sense the unseen, because yeah, just in case. What's an aspects, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and activate it as well.
Alrighty.
While they're
Holy-
checking things, I'm gonna flip the switch to put the stairs up once we've all gotten down.
Yep, I was just gonna say thank you.
I've got 7
Nope,
successes.
you check things. Ooh.
But
I
my 7
listened to the-
successes
Listening to
include-
that recording, Mordecai pulls out a big bag of glitter.
What is that?
Should be.
That is
So
a
I think that's a messy crit.
that is a messy crit, yes.
So
Nice.
7 successes, but messy
So
crit.
you get a bit hungrier.
Mm-hmm.
Abigail, what are you looking for?
Ah, Winston.
You
Winston.
should look on the beaches, in the air, at sea.
Oh, come on. You know that's tired. You know that's not what you ever did. Let's just
What do you
stop putting on airs.
you were
I'll eat when
there.
I'm
You
good and
know
ready.
what I did.
I'll eat when I'm good and ready, Winston. I named a character after you. Isn't that good enough?
No.
All right. Well, I'll eat soon.
So you blink your eyes a few times and you open your supernatural senses. You can see at the corners of the large area that you're in the kind of the shimmering symbols that are on the outside of the building that cover the entire outside of the building in that kind of spherical, or sorry, the cone, not cone, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cylinder?
That's the one, in a kind of cylinder that goes up. You don't see, other than your compatriots, any pale auras. You can't see any obfuscate or anything along those lines.
Got the
Jude.
glitter, though.
Jude, how many successes? That's a no successes?
No, a 2.
2?
Come
Okay.
on.
Kind of the same thing. It takes you a few more blinks to kind of like activate. But yeah, it's kind of the same situation. Duran, you blink a few times and Duran's eyes turn a complete black. They don't have any like white in the eye, nothing. You can't see anything other than deep black abyss-like voids. And you look around and you see kind of the same thing, the magical things. You don't see any wraiths, but that's pretty much par for the course for this
Or for the
particular
course.
area.
Didn't expect to.
So, no glitter then?
You know what? They had glitter there.
That's what I was saying. I listened to the tape.
Yeah, they
not a
talked
bad
about
idea.
glitter like a lot.
We could just
Well,
toss
Doesn't
glitter
look like
randomly
there's
in the
any
corners.
moss here, though. Is it really worth wasting that glitter?
Is it really?
You have to get the pretty princess pink kind. I think that's what Elena says it is the best one.
You took that
This one's
seriously?
Twilight Sparkle.
I'm going to go over to a desk or table area, put the small case down beside it, put the big case on it, open it up, and start taking out the parts of the Aitchison assault shotgun and cleaning them. And just smile and say, if anyone gets glitter on my suits, we will be having serious words.
Ja is just
Because
like
that
taking a
shit
whetstone to the
travels.
blade, doing the same thing as Duran. They're just probably sitting next to each other, like, test us.
Abigail? Abigail's like, yes, I agree. No glitter. None.
Grazie.
They're no fun.
And I think Jude maybe like almost like separates herself from the rest of the coterie, like to stand somewhere. And, you know, she's being as like jovial as she can, her normal energy. But I think there's a certain weariness to her. And she kind of looks at all of you for a second. So I know we have lots of important stuff to talk about, but I did just have one question as like a younger kindred to you all who are a little bit older, that maybe you can help me out.
Absolutely.
So when you're a human being, you do lots of stuff in the day and you exert energy and you're burning calories and, you know, you work yourself too hard and your body gets tired and you have to rest.
Okay.
But now, you know, we don't really get tired in that sense. We don't get sleepy. We don't get exhaustion in our bones. It's just the hunger that kind of prickles at us rather. So my question is, how do you know when you need to slow down? Because like you only have your brain to tell you. Your body can't tell you that. How do you know when you need to stop to, I don't know, to recover? Or is it just kind of you just go for the rest of existence?
Jude,
Yeah.
have you ever heard the Turner phrase, you sleep when you're dead?
Yeah, for sure.
We don't sleep. I never stop. There is no relax. There is no chill. There are moments that we take, not for mental health, but to remind us that we have not gotten too far from our own humanity. But that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Have you ever sat down, Jude, and just played a video game? Since
Not
you were
since I came-
embraced, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, back in Milwaukee, we'd all get together and play like Mario Kart, you know. And before that, you know, when I was a teenager, I didn't have siblings, wasn't anybody around really. So yeah, I played a lot of the kind of the older solo games, but since I came to Vancouver, I haven't played any.
Well, I'm pretty sure that we can set something up here. I'm sure I can get my hands on a Switch and you can play some Mario Kart. And that, if you wish, I don't know, maybe a form of relaxation.
Unless you blue shell me, in which case it's on and popping.
Oh, no. Blue shelling
It's
is
funny.
the devil's work.
I mean, at least you know that I would be in first place.
See, what you do is you stay in second place until the person that is in front of you gets blue shelled, and then you make your way to. Anyway,
It's a good strategy.
Just ignore me.
No, that's a good strat. No, that's a good strategy for real. Yeah, I mean that makes sense though, to kind of to play it, and that's kind of a thing. What about you, Duran?
Humans have the too fast, too slow, too fast, too slow. It's like a roller coaster. We are more steady. We are running on the plains. Humans are, what do they call them? Endurance predators. They can run down most or walk down most anything. We are a little quicker, but we have given up the exhaustion in exchange for what the blood gives us. One could take the time. One could relax and become philosophical, become a hermit. You heard the other coterie mention the term autarchus.
Yeah.
To be an autarchus, you must be either very so small and so insignificant nobody wants to kill you, or so powerful no one can. The main difference between humans and us is we realized how many other creatures want to kill us. Humans, however, there are what, 7-8 billion of them, and we thousands.
Right.
So how many humans die in a day? Tens of thousands. How many die to kindred and werewolves? And I have no doubt changelings and mages and the various wars between sects and groups and stuff. Probably a lot, but there are so many of them that it is not considered a huge number. And yet I am sure that the Second Inquisition would disagree with me. So you can slow down and you can stop. You can take time to smell the roses, as they say, as long as you have someone watching your back. I make suits, clothing. It is how I relax and enjoy. All of us have little things to relax and enjoy. All of us have little things to do to take our minds off. We are still human enough in our mental capacities that doing something that is enjoyable and somewhat by rote allows the mind freedom to chew on things and come back to you with decisions.
Yeah, those are all really good points as well. Mordecai?
We have nothing but time.
See,
The opposition to what Duran was saying, which I agree with. We can pick up a hobby. We can pick up a dozen hobbies. But you have to prevent the wassail. You have to prevent the ennui of boredom. Partially why I'm here, actually. Cassius having us do this play fetch, find me a magic trinket garbage. It's amusing. It's the only reason I did it. The only reason I agreed to it. To meet new individuals, possibly to forge some kind of alliances here or there, generally just to get me out of my own head. Because if you do the same thing for 150 years, it gets old. But unfortunately, any mortal alliances that we make in that time won't get that old. And so you also have the often crippling depression of watching loved ones die again and again and again.
I think that's the part they don't really prepare you for. When you're embraced, watching people that you care about die.
And then
I mean, that happened to
connecting with
me
their
and they
children.
were already embraced. Didn't matter.
Well, but it's different when it's your family, it's your friends, your child.
Yeah, I
you connect
mean,
with them,
I guess I
they
don't
get
really
old.
have those. Go ahead.
You connect with
Okay.
them, and they get old. And they have children. And you connect with them, and they get old. And they have children. But you always lose them. They always die.
But isn't that the other turn of phrase? It's better to have loved and lost.
Those
Sure,
people don't live forever.
but fall in love with a mortal. Watch her die.
Not planning on it.
fall in love with an immortal and watch her not be able to bear the burden of immortality and die. And then you live the rest of your days with that knowledge.
Or even worse, watch them get bored of you. What's it like to live a century with someone? 2 centuries?
Probably not. We're not cut out for that, really.
We aren't.
You don't really have a choice.
Well, I appreciate you all indulging the question. Thanks. I take it what all of you said seriously. I'm just trying to figure out how to pace myself. You understand? So I guess now we have to talk about the meeting. And Jude kind of shrinks back into herself and crosses her arms and almost is like bracing.
Why the nervousness?
I just hope that I did what you wanted me to. That's all.
What
You did a
you
good
want
job,
to do?
Jude. You did get the information that was needed. And I'm hoping that you got information that you wanted as well, because we're working as a team to try and face a much worse adversary. So any information that you do get is obviously wonderful. I personally think you did a good job. You held your ground. You didn't give quarter. You didn't let them treat you like you were the one coming to them, which I find admirable.
I mean, Cassandra did lie to my face, and I just believed it initially. But, Toreador are good at such things, I suppose. I don't know that I can really. I did my best, and it came around eventually. Mordecai, what did you say?
Nope.
Did you have a question?
Not yet.
Okay.
If you remember what I said, Jude, don't die. Don't
Mission
give
accomplished.
up too much information. You did both of those things.
Yeah, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You did excellently.
Now, what we need to walk away with is, will they get in our way?
Well, they've threatened to. I'm not sure,
Forgive my pun, but it seemed rather toothless.
Yeah,
I agree.
Margaret would have been proud of me. I remember my old grandpappy, and he said, "I never heard so much squealing except from a pig farm."
And you know what, Mordecai? I was thinking about when I went into this. I bet you've read that book. What is it? How to win friends and influence people, or whatever, or like how to succeed. No, that's a musical. Never mind. But no. It's called like effective? No. How to win friends and influence people, and it's just like this list. And one of the things on there is let them do all the talking.
You did well.
So that's what I decided to mainly do. And they really
gave them an exceptional amount of rope to hang themselves with.
And that was kind of my whole approach, was just ask the least, do the least, not for not wanting to try, but to just let them dig their own hole, as you said. Like, it's just, I just let them talk. And I mean, it makes me feel better. I mean, we're kind of ridiculous at times, but they are also pretty ridiculous. Especially the conversation outside the nightclub. I truly was like, wow, okay. I guess
can't believe they let you dance.
You're welcome for that nightclub, by the way.
Is that you? They were all
I will
super mad
confirm
at
nor deny,
Daedalus.
and I will, as the Americans say, plead the fifth.
Fair enough. But they were really well. Nobody. They weren't suspecting you in it. And in any case, they were just really pissed at Daedalus. So I think you're off the hook for that one.
Maybe.
I mean, allegedly, whatever. So I guess my whole thing was, I thought I was afraid for you to hear the recording because I feel like I understand that they were under duress from the Sabbat. Like, I don't think they would have chose to do that if they weren't surrounded by many, many, many of them at the time. And I personally don't think that they're going to get in our way. And I agree with Jaw that that it is kind of toothless. Like, yeah, I mean, Elena especially, that could be, you know, she's scary, she's powerful. That's just a fact.
Can I posit something?
Go ahead.
How reasonable and believable is the story they told you? Considering you know Cassandra lied to you.
Yeah, but then Charlie leveled with me. I believe him more.
You believe a Malkavian?
Yes, I
not even
do.
screwed on straight. It's the
My
inherent
sire
nature
told
of their
me
clan.
something. My sire told me something one time. She said Malkavians, when they were embraced, they saw the meaning of the universe and then they were made to forget it immediately. I think that stands. I don't think all of them are just unhinged and they don't know what's going on. Charlie
they know what's
is
going
a
on.
numbers guy.
They absolutely know what's going on. But here's my thought. How much of what they said to you is, oh no, pity us, poor us, appeal to emotion, because they're trying to go, oh, we were just victims of circumstance. They're primogen. They have power. They have a significant amount of clout between them, just in sheer raw destruction.
Mordecai, if I may, Jude, who do they say? How did they get involved with the Sabbat? Did they say that it was an elder?
Yeah, I think they said it was an elder and they were like in this place where they were surrounded by the Sabbat and they were basically like have to like do whatever they do to join it. And then what?
No details.
Did they tell you which
Not
elder?
a lot, no. Storyteller, that's a detail that I'm not 100% on. Did they mention an elder Sabbat?
They mentioned the elder. They didn't say who it was though.
Yeah, they didn't say who they said.
They didn't say a name. They just said an elder.
Yeah, super old elder is what they mentioned.
Well,
okay, cool. I just want to get this straight.
Here's my thought, and Mordecai, you can contradict this, obviously, and I might not be right, but if there's an elder, and I'm not defending them, but if there's an elder who has powers that are perhaps as good, if not better, than the ones that you have in, what do they call it, the domination or the presence or whatever it is that you have, is it not, and I'm just saying, let's give them the benefit of the doubt just for a quick second. Is it possible that they could have been overwhelmed by such a power? I mean, you have power, an elder would probably have even more than you, not to put you down or anything, obviously, but I mean, it is an elder.
Quick question, storyteller. Do we know about the big old summons of all the elders?
The beckoning.
Beckoning. Yeah.
You've heard rumors.
Okay. So nothing ugly. It is entirely possible that there might be an elder. You would think, though, knowing at least some of what we know about the city already in terms of its power structure, that we would know about this elder, or at very least have heard of it. what strikes against them. And I'm not saying that did and they didn't. I'm just saying I am approaching it with a healthy dose of skepticism because it's kept me alive this long. They haven't given you a name. They didn't give you a location. They didn't give you anything other than, oh, we were overwhelmed by a whole bunch of people.
Charlie gave me pictures of the Sabbat that were there.
Okay, perfect. So now we have
So
faces.
now we have some faces. Yeah.
Which one's the elder?
I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't they look really kind of like corpsey and stuff?
What
Who knows?
was the ritual they did?
They didn't detail that to me.
Do we recognize anyone in these photos?
You do not.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
But the photos that you were given, I'm assuming I don't need to make you make any rolls with regards to this, but the person that would probably be the elder would be the large hulking mass of a person that has a funeral shroud that is sitting on a throne made of skulls.
I mean, that could just be ego. I have a throne made of skulls as well. So,
I mean,
What?
fair point.
Why?
you
Because
don't?
he's Mordecai. He's just extra. That's just
I'm
the
an
way that
assassin.
he is.
I don't need to keep skulls.
I mean, admittedly, it's not skulls, but it's still made of gold,
Okay.
regardless.
And
We don't-
I understand that you're like suspicious and stuff. I'm not like 100% like whatever, but I don't know. My intuition, does that even still exist? Because I'm not a human. I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
We still have normal emotions, feelings, yada, yada, yada.
Right. So
And
my
most
intuition
Vulcans.
was telling right. Right. I really
Wait,
feel
you knew
like
that
Charlie
reference.
was listening to me and that he was being obviously, we're all hiding some shit. They didn't give me the name of the elder. I get that. I don't know. That was coming across as honest to me. Elena, was very much upfront that, she wasn't psyched about me or any of my stuff. Harley was kind of just,
I mean, who's
He was-
psyched about hanging out with the La Sombra?
I mean, not me, but and then Cassandra, I don't know. She was nice to me, but what does that even mean? Nice isn't anything. Nice is the bare minimum. And Jude at that point looks directly at Duran. I'm not gonna lie, I was probably the most concerned about what you would think about this out of anybody.
Considering you threw him under the bus.
See, but every story needs a villain, and I am quite impressed with how often my name came up and how concerned they seem to be with me, while at the same time saying that they know what I do and they know what I'm up to and they know about my powers and everything. I got some very good laughs out of it. Overall, I know Insele, who cannot play the game as well as you did at that meeting. You comported yourself remarkably well. I was the first half hour, I was a little doubtful, 25 minutes, half an hour in, and then you stood up and I saw the real Senorita Jude step out. And I was quite impressed with how well you controlled the conversation, the information that you offered and what you did not, the information that you gained, and how you made them. I would not say you were the only piper, but you were the lead piper in this dance. You did a little dancing yourself. You had to. But I was quite, I almost wish you were family. We would be making a fair bit of coin more. There are some things that had me concerned. They are these Guthrie are chaos monkeys. I do not know how they became primogen, save that we have heard from other Nosferatu that they do not have a great impression of this Harley. Are the rest primogen because in this city primogen are the bottom of the barrel? No offense, Senora Abigail, But I mean, even you said you took it because no one else wanted it.
Oh no! I mean, no offense taken. There were a lot of lost Tremere at the time, and I didn't so much care about being a Primogen as I did about making sure that the Tremere still had a voice in the city. So no offense taken, obviously.
There is no apparent reason for Primogen in this city because no one. First of all, there has been an Elysium in the last month or three. Huzun is listening. No, Huzun is off doing whatever Prince Huzun does. The same with his seneschal. There is no need for a voice of the clans. They are all doing whatever the heck they want anyways. These Primogen are toothless wonders. They really are. I heard no concrete plans. I heard no actual solid, this is what we are going to do. I heard a lot of blah, blah, blah.
There's a lot of
did
posture.
Harley actually, one, offered to commit violence upon Cassius, and two, then at the party suggested you go in and beat up innocents? I am wondering if these Primogen were embraced stupid or the blood has rotted their brains. Because there were moments of intelligence, but there were moments they are violent, unthinking, unplanning. I do not know where it comes from.
These
the
are
Uber
not
driver.
Primogen.
You were in an Uber. Senora Abigail, can we track that Uber, please? You were in an Uber and Harley paid a human to not listen to what was going on. No, that is not how it's done. We have dominate for a reason. We will now find the Uber driver. I am going to spend some time learning. I am at the point where I can learn enough that it will not be too late.
Excellent.
And I will make sure that the driver is taken care of and has wonderful memories of driving two wonderful people someplace. And there is no mention
Abigail's pulling out the
any
laptop.
kindred shit that went on. And while it was somewhat subtle, it was only somewhat subtle. Were I sitting in the front, I would be very tense about the Masquerade breach that just occurred. So they obviously aren't cleaning up after themselves. I am not at all pleased with that. Oh, they will help us. No, they need to help themselves first and foremost. The Uber driver, the violence, and then the constant, can you trust your coterie? I mean, they're telling you what to think. And the attempt to divide us repeatedly.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. And I feel like Duran, you had my strategy right, that, you know, people love to complain about somebody and talk behind somebody's back. So I knew that you probably would be the hot button name to drop in terms of doing that so that they would run their mouths about stuff that they know. So you got me right there.
Now this Elena, I feel great pity for this Elena. I am very sad that she had no sire. I am from Venice. My family is from Venice. We know Barcelona. The Dios de los Muertos, she did not tell you the actual truth. It is not a sect thing. It is not a Sabbat and a Camarilla thing. It is a clan thing. It is done by the Toreador and the La Sombra. It does not matter what sect runs that city.
Oh,
the
really?
Toreador and the La Sombra do this shit. And both sects, okay, the Camarilla have tried to stop them. I don't know about the Sabbat. But see, that was she would like to blame it on the Sabbat and the Camarilla. And that's why she's angry at them both. They have nothing to do with this. It's the Toreador. It's primarily a Toreador thing, but the La Sombra bought into it big time because, well, it's a big, creepy, dark thing. So the Sombra are a large part of it. It is a clan thing. This is the advantage to having grown up in Europe, is you come to North America where some kindred from Europe like to toss out big things and words and stories, and you can go, no, that's not how it, no, none of it works this way. This is, thank you for being a mystery. And the whole Primogen on paper thing, they could be Sabbat as well as Primogen. Well, then there was the dancing. That was excellent music, by the way. Obviously, when you went out.
Right? It was a really good one. It was
took
fun
15, and then you came back and they went, oh, guess what? We're Sabbat. But they forced it to be. Nobody's forced to be Sabbat. They are 5. They are apparently powerful enough that we are nothing to them.
With
and
that
yet,
a lot.
And yet, they were not ready to fight their way out of a Sabbat enclave, apparently of some sort. Now, looking at these pictures, what do they expect us to do with these pictures? Do you think the Sabbat have day jobs? Are they wandering the city?
Jude, have you ever heard
Yeah.
the term shovelhead?
No.
It's what they call newly embraced Sabbat. And it's rudely used because they literally hit them with a shovel, embrace them, and toss them in a grave.
And the ones that crawl out.
That's fucked up.
But
Storyteller, would that be something that Cassius would have told myself and Jude, or Abigail and Jude?
It would have been, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
My bad.
No
I still
worries.
want the,
No,
ex-
no,
the
no worries.
explanation is good still. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, explanation is good. Go ahead.
Cool.
Sorry, Prince.
no, you're good. I suspect many of those in this picture were newly embraced or weak.
Recent additions.
Exactly. Because the Sabbat have not been standing strong for a very long time. I made sure of that during my times. So, what were they afraid of? Truly.
Elena was saying, we are safe. Safe from what? If the Sabbat find out that they have lied, the Sabbat will kill them. As far as I can see right now, the Camarilla has no reason to allow them to continue to live. They are safe from what? By pretending to be. You cannot pretend. Old saying, you take a stand for something or you fall for everything. And it sounds like they are falling for whatever the next person is selling them.
So
Okay.
They
they're
are part of a
cowards.
bad pyramid scheme.
Here's
So
what I kind of am thinking.
see.
So I get what you're saying. We can't do much with the pictures. They are not effective primogen. I think the reason that they are all primogen, I think I know the reason. It's because there was nobody else.
There were plenty
It
of
was
others.
simply.
We think of
I
at
think
least
they may have
4 or
touched-
5.
I don't know.
adventurers.
I don't know what's going on with the cam here. I barely know how it works, but
I
they
think
don't
they
seem
may
to be
have
doing it right
talked-
here.
I think they may have talked themselves into the positions. To be perfectly honest, that seems like it would be something along that route because I
Yeah.
can't see of any other way.
I'm
But they
thinking
lied,
talk
too, to
themselves
them.
Was that
into the
not what we're
positions
trying to
in order
do?
to protect themselves and only themselves, not their clans. They may talk about doing things for their clans. I think the only reason they are primogen is to protect their own butts, which that's fine. A lot of kindred take positions for exactly that reason. You gather power in order to make sure that nobody else knocks you down. So
I mean,
I do not.
Was
I
that
do
was
not,
that not our plan? A very similar one.
To talk
it was
Jude into
discussed.
power.
Yeah, kind of.
See,
To protect ourselves,
that was discussed.
ironically, against them.
Indeed.
Among others.
But among others.
Two points that I will bring up. I am hoping, and I understand both you, Senorita Jude, and Senora Abigail, are not enamored of the Camarilla. My family has what amounts to the traditions as well. I was upset to listen to them trashing on the traditions. Masquerade keeps us alive. Domain and hospitality are why you have the sandwich. The Sabbat don't do traditions. If we want to get rid of them, and the whole song and dance about the patriarchy, Lucinda, Diana, Juliet, Molly, all the matriarchal justicars, the Prince of Quebec City, the Prince of New York City. I stayed in New York City for several decades. Helene Parnhard.
Helene. Not too bad. She was
gender. I talked with Mordecai about this a little bit while we had a bit of a listening party. When you're embraced, see, I understand you are young. You still do this dating thing, which you talked about with them at the end. Wow, I can completely understand why they're messed up if they are still soaked right into the hormones that do not exist. There is no hormones
goes beyond
in your body.
that, though, doesn't it?
Duran, for me, my disenchantment with the Camarilla does not mean that I will not follow the traditions, because the traditions are what keep us safe and keep us undead, so to speak. My disenchantment with the Camarilla is more so to do with the method of being controlled.
There are a variety of
more your
ways of
clan,
doing
though,
things.
isn't it?
The Camarilla and the Sabbat they are the big ones. Anarchs don't really count because at any time the Sabbat or the Camarilla will roll over them. The only ones aside, and this is the one that, and yeah, you can roll your eyes about the Anarchs, but trust me, if the Camarilla or Sabbat want to roll over the Anarchs, they will roll over the Anarchs.
Indeed.
We're
Well,
the
I'm not
second
in disagreement
expedition,
with
Will.
that.
They're just not well organized. The only ones who are standing independent, and from listening to these Primogen, they seem to want an independent Vancouver. The only ones who stand independent are the Hakata and the Ministry. The Ministry, because they have certain skeletons from closets that people cannot have out. The Hakata,
I would have said the same about my clan, but
because of the 1528 promise. That is the only thing that allows us to have Venice and survive as an independent, is because of the promise made it in 1528 to prevent a huge war. When that promise is up, and I've heard it rumored in 2028 that the promise was only for 500 years. There are people arguing both sides. Some have said it's forever. I don't know. I am not to that level within my family to know details. When that is up, one of two things is going to happen. The Hakata will join either the Camarilla or the Sabbat, or there will be a war that will completely destroy our culture. Completely. The Hakata has gotten too big. An independent Vancouver is a Sabbat Vancouver. That is it. Because, or a Camarilla Vancouver, because one of them will roll back in and take it over. And they will be assisted by people who think that they can gain something of it. Every clan living in harmony, kumbaya, does not happen. Because the Toreador will get pissy with the Ventru over owning a club or something. And suddenly those two clans are without a strong prince, a city devolves into kindred killing kindred.
And truthfully, if they offer me a contract, I'd take it. Nothing personal. That's how we work.
I'm almost of mind to ask how much money to take a one of these Primogen, just to put a little scare into them. I mean, I have old contacts in Toronto. The bulletproof material comes from one of my Toronto studios. I will make a few phone calls to find out what has been going on with the Sabbat there. The Sabbat have always been fairly strong in Toronto, but it's been kind of a contested city, sort of back and forth. You know, I'm going to make some phone calls to Ottawa, to a couple of cities to find out what I can of what is going on.
Well,
now, see.
Can we clarify just for 1 second, the part on adjacent with regards to Elena Sire rolling in? That was something that was discussed when Jude was there, correct? Okay, just wanted to make sure. Can we please discuss the fact that apparently Elena Sire is some sort of a big deal and coming in here? Like, my thinking on this is that...
Did we get his name?
I
don't think she mentioned it, right?
I don't believe so.
We didn't get that connection because we have a name. We just don't.
I was gonna say, don't we have his name? We just don't know it's him.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait a second. Yes,
we have a name.
Okay, yeah. You mentioned
it. Cervantes.
Cristobal? Jude? That's what I saw in my premonition.
And at that point, we're gonna take a bit of a break.
Oh snap!
Okay.
Well played.
Come back in about 7 minutes, everybody. Go hydrate. Go grab some snacks, because this is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting second half. Let's put it that way. And And we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. They were just about to name drop somebody, so I'm gonna let them go ahead and do that.
Jude, that
Wait.
was from my premonition. Remember when it the bullet
With the bullet
holes in
holes.
yes.
Oh, that's the same guy?
I think he may have sent whatever it was that shot up that the Rose.
Oh no.
John,
That just
remember the
complicates
Banu
things.
Hakim? Would they have had a connection
Yes.
with the Sabbat?
They shouldn't.
Oh. If they paid them enough?
Possibly, but my people tend to avoid the Sabbat because they, well, can't be trusted to come through with payments.
Plus, you're up and start Camarillas now.
Yeah, that matters a lot less than you think.
Thanks for taking that bullet, though.
Someone had to do something about her.
Okay, wait. So you saw this Cristóbal Cervantes guy who I guess is Elena's sire, who is for some reason in Vancouver. I'm assuming some connection to her, but like, I mean, I guess you probably lied to me, but she told that whole story about how she was just left or whatever. So why, after all of this time, is he here now? What's the point?
Because she
Is
wasn't
he
left.
is he actually here? Or is he just on his way?
I don't know. I don't know that it's some, either he's on his way or he's here. And
From the
yeah,
recording,
like I said, it just complicates
he was in
things.
Toronto, so I find
Oh,
this
yeah.
coterie of Primogen interesting in that they keep having sires showing up, going, okay, we need to do things with their childer. So far, one Camarilla and one Sabat.
Speaking of, apologies, Joanna.
Senor Lelu.
Yeah, they were
There-
really
there
quick
were-
to throw him under the bus.
And there were definite
They hate that guy.
threats to him.
They hate that guy.
That was
we
unexpected.
we have information. I am of mind to send him all of the information on that coterie, including the recording.
Yes.
Two reasons. One, he does not strike me as someone who needs to meet the sunrise. And when somebody in my family says, we will handle it, that's what it means.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Killing one's sire is a really not
It's
very
pretty heinous.
It's also the whole tradition of destruction. The second thing being one of the best ways to protect oneself is he will suddenly now owe us 3 major boons, 2 to this coterie, 1 to the Hekata, as much as we don't really deal in boons. Favors are still favors. If they kill him, Senor Harpy, what happens if they kill him?
Well, let me see. If I remember my readings of the various cities and Primogen, etc., when you kill, as in final death, a member of our kindred society, you assume their debts.
So that Primogen Council would owe us major boons. So we win either way, to be honest, really.
Which is why I think they're terrible Primogen, because they really should have known that.
But if they are Sabbat, as you say, then they don't care about the traditions, and then boons don't mean anything anyway.
No, if it was
See,
going to pretend
but
to be
they have
something, at
said
least
they
put
are
your heart in.
not the Camarilla, they're not the Sabbat. They're going to have to make a decision at some point, or somebody's
Or get
going to
stepped
make
on.
the decision for them.
I mean, here's my thought.
This is where when I hear Harley on the tape saying, "Oh, I know Duran's business." No, Harley knows shit. And now I am understanding more of why the rest of the Nosferatu do not really respect him very much. The same thing with Elena. Oh, I know where Duran's powers come from. I now have to explore, and it is something that happens among my family rarely, due to happenstance, both sides of the darker abilities to do with what is called the Abyss. Now, hers come from the Abyss. There are cults, there are groups that explore this. The Hekata abilities, we've been there. That was on the other side. That had to do with dead people. There are certain things that can stain one's humanity a little bit. I tend to avoid those. If I have to, we need those, I will let you know well in advance. I am already fighting against the downward spiral, spending lots of times with my cat in my lap at home, talking to human members of the family and trying to remember why we are doing things rather than just thinking, fuck it, everyone's dead. Let's go hose down some idiots. That said, if the Sabbat come to town, I am ready to hose down some idiots. So we have the information that has been gathered on the group. I was quite pleased, and I actually applauded aloud when I heard you say, "Oh, Duran has the information." What information? They demanded. And you went, "I don't know. I'm not Duran. He's got stuff." Oh well,
yeah,
I
wasn't sure how you all would respond to that. I wasn't sure if that was the right move, because then they just made fun of me. But whatever. They can do that. I can take it.
That's exactly what I predicted. They consider you a rube. They consider you a helpless pawn. They even, they tried to turn you you against all of us by saying how poorly we treated you.
Indeed.
Yeah, they didn't get it, and it's right. It's like, well, take a look how you treat each other, and then pot me kettle, excuse me. So well,
a large amount of what I heard was them saying, "Oh, everyone you deal with is screwing you over. You should be our friends." Meanwhile, saying, "Hey, we're going to beat up everybody."
I really didn't think they made that strong of a case for themselves with that. I couldn't possibly imagine that felt strongly to you, Jude, because they were like, "Your people suck, but we're going to fuck everybody up. So join us. But we're really bad at it too. We're not really great at fucking everybody up because clearly the Sabbat bullied the shit out of us."
Honestly, Jude, you did very well. And me personally, I mean, you all know that I had a certain affection in my heart for that coterie simply because they helped save me after the Elysium blew up.
Absolutely
I mean,
fair.
that is my reason. But at this point, I'm starting to feel very, very much not, shall we say, happy with them, and I feel like there should be some sort of a repercussion for what they are doing here. I'm on the same page. I may not have been entirely on the same page previously because, quite frankly, I felt that they had done me a great service. They had saved my life. They had helped me out. They had confided in me, and I felt like that was worthy of at least forging an alliance. But at this point, I cannot align myself with a coterie that, I mean, the Sabbat is so controlling. For somebody like myself who does not enjoy the control of the Camarilla or the Tremere Pyramid or the Anarchs or anybody else, for me to be aligning myself with a coterie that is under such control and
because they choose to be
puppeted. They're being puppeted, or they're choosing to allow themselves to be puppeted, and I simply can't do that. I have lived too long and dealt with too much shit to deal with this sort of thing.
See, again, I heard no, we are organizing the clans. And from what we have heard from the clans, there is no organizing the clans. No, we are making alliances. Our coterie is making alliances. Speaking of alliances, by the way, and he picks up the small case, snaps it open, and there are 5 earbuds with short. These have a range of several miles. They have been provided to us from Senor Johnson so that when we go into buildings, we don't have to play with the phones, hands-free.
Oh, finally.
Tucks it in.
Yeah.
It is time we go high-tech.
Hell yeah. That's good.
Mr. Duran, for security's sake, and I'm simply asking because how much trust do you have in Mr. Johnson?
Absolutely none at all.
All right. Do you mind if I perhaps do a little bit of tinkering only so to make sure that only we have access to the signal?
See.
All right.
Now, again, we have somewhat of an alliance with him. It is an uncomfortable alliance, but it is an alliance. So if he listens in, I really don't care. All he's going to do is potentially hear us fighting things with tentacles.
At this point, he already knows.
See. 2 other things he's working for us with. One will be shortly is more high-tech surveillance gear so that we can actually do a little more that sort of thing. The final thing is we think we impressed upon him the differences between the Camarilla and the Sabbat and what the Sabbat would mean to this city. He has a security force as well as perhaps some sway among the shape changers. And one shape changer is worth a fair number of shovel heads. We are working on a bracelet system for an IFF, identification friend or foe, so that we can go into battle side by side and they don't shred us. We're going to get about 3 dozen of them. We can decide who gets to wear them.
Okay, that's cool.
Because if they are going to step in because vampires are shredding the city, and trust me, with the number of them here, how can they not step in? I would rather that they step in and kill only the Sabbat and not us.
That would be preferable.
See. Now, how many? I don't know. There might be a handful. There might be a double handful. He is KG, but we are KG back. However, I do know from the first experience with him, he had a considerable security force in ballistic gear with fairly solid weapons. So if nothing else, he has that to call on.
Yeah, actually, that's made me think of something. I think maybe you heard a little bit on the recording, but I kind of want to make sure. I don't know if it's really important, but when I sort of used my special vision to like look at the coterie and stuff, there was this weird spider on Charlie's like shoulder and head, there was an invisible spider that was crawling around, and the other coterie knew that it was there, I guess. But like, I think it's a mage thing, but I don't know what that was about. It was
What
really
is-
weird.
It was a real spider, like with furry things, and
Sorry, so I don't think that didn't look mechanical.
Yeah, it looked mechanical, and it looked like the joints basically kind of looked like a bundle of wires.
Okay, so I relay that to Abigail.
oh,
X-Spider.
Yeah, like
well, this isn't
like
good.
a technic. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. They didn't really. Oh wait. Cassandra said something like the internet is made of spiders. And I didn't know what that was supposed to mean.
Oh,
The
I mean,
World Wide Web.
well, I mean, yes, but I
Uh,
guess.
I think she meant some not that, but I think she was like in a more literal spidery way. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I just like explain that. I don't know exactly what the context was in the recording, but yeah, I've never seen anything like that, and it kind of made me scared because the robot mages. I'm isn't that could be a similar thing?
I
I
just
don't
want to
know.
point out that this is the individual that you were touting up as the one who has it together.
Well, okay, I don't know
And
what that
from
means.
from
I mean,
see
the
from
spider.
the recording, he was the much as it's weird to say it, he was the most stable of the four of them. he did the
Maybe the spider has something to do with that.
least threatening. He did the least.
Maybe the spider has something to do with that.
But this was only visible when you used your special senses.
Yeah. Yeah, it
And-
wasn't just
Did
like
you see any
anybody
on
could
any of
see
the
it.
others?
No.
And did anybody else see it?
Yeah.
It sounded like they acknowledged it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Everyone was like, "Oh
right.
yeah, the spider there."
so that's what they were referring to? I thought it was just like a. Oh,
No, like an
Okay.
actual one that was.
all right. So then this isn't just a
So-
standard mage thing. This is a mage thing with the being able to actually hide it, because
Is
Oh
it's like
yeah.
cloaking.
is this some sort of artificing?
So if it is a mage thing, they have been tagged by the mages for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good. Well, I mean, it's not good for us because the mages have been listening in. I mean, it's not to
We
say
know
that
this
they
Okay.
mean, the mages were listening in on the conversation that
Oh,
Jude
that.
was
Oh,
having.
oh. Great.
Why do they
So-
care?
Hell if I know.
Yeah, there are many members of every supernatural race who are just nosy buggers.
I
My
mean,
family's
Crazy
full of them.
buggers. Huh.
See,
Eh.
we don't have a lot of time to do it right now, but let's assume that we thought the wolves were a threat, the Garu. Would we not keep an eye on them? Many of us can hide within the shadows, move silently.
I mean, that's fair.
Do you
Just
think
a
that do you think that the Garu and the mages know that there's gonna be a big invasion of Sabat? Do you think they know that?
we
The
told Senor
Garu have a
Johnson.
weird sense of things happening in the world. That's the
We
best I
told-
can say about them.
We told Senor Johnson he will tell whichever of the shape changers that he has connections to.
Do you think they're gonna be like also fighting them back? I mean, I don't
I had
know. I
just
mean,
said-
they could kind of
I
be
had
just
just
like
said-
another force against them.
If you're looking
Bracelets,
for an
IFF.
alliance,
Uh,
iffy.
See,
I'm
Well,
not
already
saying we
said,
rely
we're-
on
we're
that or
there.
anything.
well, we've got
Okay.
the Anarchs on our side, at least
some.
some.
See,
Some.
Yeah, true.
The changelings. or not the
We,
the
we,
mages.
we don't know, and we need to go speak with the changelings. And I gave Senior Chauncey one of my cards, but it would rely on him contacting us. So I'm going to go down to where we were tomorrow night, early in the night, and do some rattling about to see if I can shake up a changeling. I may take a horseshoe down. If legends are right, they're not going to appreciate iron being in the area.
Maybe
So-
you should bring Jude
weird.
with you, because they do see her as being a baroness and being.
See, but I do not want to speak to their nobility. I want to speak to Chauncey, and I have already presented myself as his equal, the advisor.
Yeah, you gave him a card.
Assistant. See, and
Alright.
said we would communicate at that level so that our nobles are not bothered with things. So we need to get a bit more definition on things. So I'm not going to go down there to sit back and have a discussion. I'm going to see if I can get one of them, Chauncey perhaps, or someone, to come talk with the entire coterie. Because again, I won't have all the questions.
Okay, this is now, I feel like, we've all talked about the impressions of how the meeting went. So I guess my thing is now, like, are we going to take any action in regards to the other coterie generally? And number two, what is the next step in protecting Vancouver from what's coming?
Several things on the list. We do have to talk to the changelings and see if we can get them on board. Not just the protecting of their 3 areas, but get them on board.
Should we go to one of those and check before you go down? Like, we could go look and then be like, hey, we looked at it. By the way, you should
Senior
help us.
Strickland and I had a chat with Senior Johnson about the Hastings Park location. Apparently, it is ours. It is, there are gangrel there.
Oh.
So we could go there and have a chat with the gangrel about also helping us with this. They will not be happy if this event come into the city.
Excuse me.
See.
And Ja pulls out his phone. I just received a message. It says, I am here.
That is a message from who?
Did you get? Yeah.
Can I tell who this is from? Sorry.
Oh yeah, this is definitely Bionic Game.
It is one of my people, my clanmates.
Okay.
I am
like
here.
here-
Does
here
that mean
like a
I'm here in the
sandwich?
city or upstairs?
Knowing them, they're upstairs.
We should probably head up there then. We don't want
See.
to bring them down here.
Can you just ascertain as
I
to whether or
hope
not
they're
they're
on
here for a
Perlman
contract?
If they were here for a contract, they'd be down here
Yes.
and not telling him.
I mean, not necessarily. There might be some sort of territorial. This is my kill thing.
That's generally not how our things go. Once a contract goes to someone, it is theirs until they fail.
Okay.
So do we
see,
all want to
I-
go up, or how do you want to do this?
I hope they're a Ron Perlman fan, first of all.
Oh yeah,
I
I
hope they
don't-
almost feel bad.
Oh my God, Gretchen!
I hope
We
they
should
don't
get up
have
there.
Gretchen.
Gretchen is not in danger, at least
I say we
unless
take a moment.
she does something really stupid.
Like talk
It
at
is
them.
Gretchen.
You threatened her life just by her talking at you.
I threatened her, but she was in no real danger.
See. I have no issue with inviting them down here. What do we have to hide?
Well, it's,
He already knows we're
I
here.
will go with whatever the group decides.
Okay.
Oh,
I
just so
mean,
that you
I can
know,
just
all
go
of the-
up and go ahead.
Just so that you know, I've isolated all of these headsets. Abigail's been
Grazie.
on her computer doing this. And they should be separate from anything Mr. Johnson has set up, so that they will only be for the 5 of us.
So
Good
he
idea.
won't like shit himself out of them into my ear or something.
No.
Excellent.
Hilarious to watch.
would be amusing. I agree, Mr. Mordecai, but no. I need to learn those tricks. Oh my gosh. Anyway, never mind.
Just the look on Cliff's face.
I got me.
See.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you maybe like John and I should go up and then bring him down?
Sure. Why not? It's your shop.
See.
Great.
Okay, I will take your raised eyebrow as a yes. Okay, I guess let's go. And Jude will hit the lever. And
The stairs lower down.
I'm making my way up. Making my way downtown.
And when you go up the stairs, you hear a conversation. Like it is a excited conversation. It's basically Gretchen talking to a Caucasian gentleman who's wearing a long trench coat. And he appears to be loving the conversation. Just like, oh yeah, did you know Adventure Time, Distant Lands, TV miniseries, Ron Perlman? She's like, no, I didn't know that.
Wow.
How did I not know that?
She just got out Ron Perlman.
And yeah,
I
he was
never thought
really,
I'd see the day.
for television, he was really good in Reno 911. And she's like, I haven't seen that show yet at all.
Oh shit, who is
Oh,
that?
Yeah, you
man.
should check it out. And he's like kind of leaning on the counter.
We have a new verb, Perlman.
Somebody make a t-shirt.
Okay, so Jude will approach and be like, hey Gretchen, hello.
Oh,
My name
hey.
is Jude. I'm
Yeah.
the owner of the shop.
This is Mikhail. Mikhail Sauvage. Yes, nice to meet you.
Yellow
He
Sauvage.
puts his hand out.
Shake his hand.
Mikhail.
Then your names are...
Oh, sorry, I'm Jude.
Jaleel.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Is there a place we can talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gretchen, it's been a pleasure talking about Ron Perlman with you. Oh, yeah, fine. Yeah, she scribbles your number down, hands it to him. Oh, thank you.
Oh, Gretchen. Yeah.
Puts it in his
What is-
thing.
Getting after it. Yeah.
That's all over it.
Ja is just walking back down the stairs, just
Mortified.
I think Jude's just kind of in disbelief. She's just like, what the hell is happening
what
right
the
now?
shit is going on?
What is going on? None of this is right.
I'll be the last
so yeah,
to
I
go
guess
down. I got
we're-
a fist bump Gretchen on the way by.
Okay.
Yeah, I make my way back
I'll be
downstairs.
finishing putting the HSN together.
Okay.
And I think Abigail would be, at this point, have an RFID pouch in her laptop bag, and she's basically just putting everything in there. She's like,
Okay.
Okay, so
And-
yeah, we're just escorting him down.
Everybody makes their way downstairs.
Lowest stairs.
That's what I was waiting for.
hmm
Oh, right.
Ja went down first, so I assume that he came in the sandwich. That would be Ja and Jude.
Yeah.
And that was phrasing for sure. But you know what?
Yeah.
We're going to move on.
Don't give them fuel
And
I
as soon
couldn't
as,
help it.
for the ship. No.
as soon as everybody makes their way downstairs, Mikhail is like, he just kind of like, it's like he walks through a barrier, and from like the happy, cheery conversationalist, he basically turns into like a stone-faced, like just,
Why are you here, brother?
I'm here to track down some of our kind. I'm assuming you got the messages.
Yes.
Down.
They're what we call anti-tribute.
Oh, shit.
They have joined the Sabbat.
They have.
Well, that's
Why wasn't I
problematic.
informed?
These were converts back when the Sabbat was created. We've discovered that they're active in this area only recently due to gunfire and bullet holes. One of our sages examined the area with their Auspex powers. We discovered that they were Banu Akim.
This is problematic.
That complicates things a bit. So explain some things too.
I've heard they're under the command through various techniques, and Ja definitely knows techniques and retrieving of information. That there's someone named Cervantes involved.
I am aware of this name.
Apparently, they're attempting to reignite the fires around the Sword of Cain.
Do you have any leads where they are?
They're on their way here, but they sent several packs in to make the area ready for their arrival.
Several packs?
Several packs.
Oh, wait. No, never mind.
Shovelheads or...
A mixture. We're still gleaning information from several of their recruits.
I suspect we'll get that information relatively shortly then.
If they have the information to give, it will soon be ours.
So wait, you're saying that they're already here and they're already wearing it down?
Some are already here.
Okay.
And they attempted to dispatch, I don't even know what they're referred to, coteries, I believe, in the Camarilla. A group, an organization, congealing, I don't even know what they're called. Basically, kind of like the group you have here. They're attempting to take out that group, with the exception of one, which was supposed to have been kept alive, brought to Cervantes.
Which one might that
Oh
be?
shit.
Probably he's
You know which one.
Cortez, I believe, is her name.
Lena?
sense.
I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. I apologize.
Feel free if you have information that I require.
No, that's the only thing I have. We know who she is. That's all.
We are a team. Me and my coterie. We will do what we can to eliminate this threat.
We don't have exact locations for them yet. Once we do, and I wanted to make this particular contact with you as a courtesy, clanmate to clanmate, to ensure that no information was listened in on or taken without your authorization. That once we have the information, you will get the information.
Understood.
And this contract will transfer to you.
Can you clarify that? What do you mean information that's...
Once we have the location of, or a narrowed down coordinate system for the errant antitribu, that information will be passed along to Ja. And then Ja will have the contract of removing that particular antitribu.
All right.
To put this in more layman's terms, they are scouting and information gathering before passing this to me.
Fair. That's fair.
Really want to spill the beans. I'm just like.
Ja is trying to play this stone cold as best he can.
It's so much fun, like just bouncing Stone Cold off a Stone Cold with Ja.
After we eliminate them, will anyone else in the clan be fighting against the Sabbat here?
If the price is right.
What is the price?
Prestation.
How much prestation?
How much are you willing to give?
Are you able to be bought out by the Sabbat is my question. You seem to go wherever the tide may take you.
Once a contract is in play, that contract cannot be broken until it is fulfilled. Meaning, if you were to contract Ja, for example, to protect you for a set amount of time, a year, a decade, that payment would be with Ja, and then Ja would be responsible for protecting you until the time has elapsed. When under said contract, if any harm comes to you, that would be Ja breaking the contract. That is frowned upon.
To say the least.
It's a turn of phrase, I believe is the term. But there would be consequences.
So to have the whole of the Banu Hakim who are not with the Sabbat fight against the Sabbat would require us to make a contract, otherwise they might fight with the Sabbat. Is that what you're telling me?
That is not at all what I'm telling you.
More
right.
likely we would just sit along the sidelines until they became a danger to us.
We wouldn't want them to become a danger to the Banu Hakim, would we?
I think we have different definitions of what danger to us means, Abigail.
Fair. That is fair. I honestly would think that the Banu Hakim would have a vested interest in making sure it didn't get to the point where it was a danger to them. I would hope that they would be a little bit more proactive.
With regards to the Camarilla that they are now members of.
If we were a Facebook status, it would say, it's complicated.
Can you even do that on Facebook anymore? That was like in 2008 that people did that.
People still use Facebook. I don't know.
Ew, why would you say it's complicated? That's so messy. Ugh.
Well,
Welcome to kindred relationships.
All So,
Mikkel, would you consider yourself a member of the Camarilla?
I would.
Would you kill someone within the Camarilla for the right price?
Depends on the price.
Now you see, it's complicated.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the price? Prestation, but as Mordecai said, how much?
Define the terms of the contract.
Contracts are Mordecai and Duran's areas. Mr. Duran, what do you think of this?
What would it cost to kill Cervantes?
That would be a tall order.
See?
what would it cost to kill Camarilla as compared to Sabat?
That would also be a tall order.
You would need to specify. So there seems to be a thing going on here, that there are a variety of ways to knock out the brick and make the house tumble down for the Sabat. Killing Cervantes expensive. See, we may be able to still afford it. So the next one, what does Cervantes want? His childer, Elena. What to kill her?
That would also make things complicated.
See,
So that would
anything
also,
we do will make things complicated.
For that,
that would also be expensive.
how expensive?
See,
Very.
I mean,
See,
did you
I'm a
see
harpy,
the
give me a
car
price.
outside?
Here's the thing. You kill the Cortez, Elena in question. Then Cervantes comes after us.
and that, oh my, that gets the Banu Hakim involved in the Camarilla, to which they belong as members.
Remembers.
I have no doubt killing Cervantes would do much the same thing. The rest of the Sabat would get all upset because he has people and they would all want to cause revenge. But I see killing soldiers, I can do that. So why should I pay you to kill soldiers?
You shouldn't.
If you cannot kill a general, I see no reason to talk of contracts.
I think you mistake us. The Banu Hakim could kill Cervantes. The cost is prohibitive. We don't just speak in prestation, we speak in blood, favors, lifetimes dedicated to us. Family chowder, clans, princedoms.
All for killing one primogen?
Oh, he was
Well-
talking Cervantes, who is fairly high up in the Sabat. But again, I find that price, and I am used to haggling prices. See, I find that price ridiculously high for one kindred. I could understand a high price for a kindred that far up in the Sabat hierarchy who would be well protected. But when we're talking chowder and princedoms and potentially generations of favors, no.
He's not that important.
No.
And that's what it takes to topple kings. This is why we generally do our work before they get there.
See, so again, I see no potential for contract here.
Mikhail, can I ask you a question?
You can.
Where is your home?
Wherever I happen to lay my head.
So there's no place that you like go back to with any consistency?
No.
I guess that makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out how to protect my home, which is here.
Fighting would probably be a good idea.
Hey, if you knew me, I there's no way I'm not going to be out there fighting until I absolutely can't.
Maybe we don't need him for Cervantes. Maybe we just need him for everybody else to keep ourselves free for the dealing with Mr. Cervantes in a different way, with perhaps other allies. Perhaps we're going after the wrong deal.
What would be?
Jude's just kind of looking at Jaw expectantly.
What do you think would be the right deal?
All the new shovelheads.
But they'll just make more.
That's
their
fair.
shit.
Mr. Mikhail, who is the elder that has been commanding the Sabbat? Do you know?
Cervantes.
No, but in the city. Mr. Cervantes isn't in the city yet.
In this city?
Yes.
The sources have indicated that it is Nixodon.
Oh. Isn't that lovely?
Do we know that name?
I think Abigail's heard it before. Heard it, not never met or anything.
Abigail has heard it, yeah.
I think because she talked to a Nosferatu, and at one point a Nosferatu said he reports to Nixodon or some shit like that. Silly Nosferatu. Anyway, why, Mr. Duran, why don't we, and Mr. Mordecai, why don't we consider a different target? Nixodon, perhaps. Perhaps a lesser price.
That would also be expensive.
I'm getting the sense that killing another kindred
Killing elders
going to be
is
expensive.
Oh, well, fair.
Nixodon is old and rarely, if ever, comes out of the sewers. I'm not sure if you want to go into Nosferatu territory and challenge the Nosferatu. I do not, without a very steep price.
As I've said, I see no contract here. They dance that it is too expensive to kill generals. They are not worth killing soldiers. I see no contract.
I was only
Thank
here
you for the information. See, understand. You're only here for.
I was only here to relay the message to Ja.
See.
Thank you for coming here, though.
We appreciate it.
And he walks over to Ja and gives him the handshake. Brother.
Be safe, brother. These streets are dangerous.
All streets are dangerous. And he walks over to where the door should be? Question mark? Ja lets him out. Okay. The doors come down, or the stairs come down, and he walks out. And as soon as he crosses that particular threshold again, it basically, he turns it back on. Oh, also, for Ron Perlman.
Oh, close it. Close it.
Close the door. Close it up.
Quickly close the door. And you hear the words final space being mentioned as the door or the wall eventually goes back up into place.
Well, that was interesting.
I'm not really sure I understood all that was talked about there.
You should be glad you didn't, to be honest with you.
You have a headache now?
No, it's just frustrating.
So, just to help clarify for everyone, because I'm sure others are equally as confused by all of this, there are members of Jaw's clan who were allied with the Sabbat before the merge to the Camarilla and stayed with the Sabbat. And these are the individuals that this Cervantes fellow is using as his guns to shoot up Le'Veon Rose.
Sula Rose.
Yes, the Rose, the building, the art gallery, in order to, according to Jaw's clanmate, kill all of the allies to and retain his childer, the La Sombra, Elena.
Yes. Understand that they are not necessarily working under contract.
Exactly. So you
Again,
have now been
I
technically
want to
tasked.
make sure that it is understood that the Banu Hakim do not tend to work with the Sabbat because the Sabbat do not keep their word.
So now you are going to be tapped once they have enough information that you can move and do your thing. And you are going to be tapped to take down one of your own
Yes.
extended clanmates or more.
Yes. I would hope.
Why
that you
would
all
they be
help
with
me.
the Sabbat if they don't pay and stuff?
Because they like killing.
Murder, power, surrender to their beast, followed the path of
That's
Cain.
essentially a religious cult.
Weird.
Yeah, this doesn't really look good for the
Is it
Imaging
really?
Council either.
You follow Karna.
Yeah.
Is it so weird that someone would follow Cain in a very similar light?
I mean, but Karna's out here walking around. Kane isn't.
Do we know that?
I guess not. I guess he could be, hiding, be a taxi driver or some shit.
This is not to say that I believe that is the case, but it is what they believe that matters.
There are some among my family that believe that Set, may he live in darkness, still walks the earth.
Right.
He sleeps, and when he sleeps, he dreams, and when he dreams, the earth shakes.
And then LA falls into the ocean.
Right? It's just a matter of time, really.
How to learn to swim.
I've seen the movie. It had The Rock in it.
That one was really bad, though.
It didn't have Ron
I
Perlman,
didn't
though,
like that
so
one.
Gretchen won't care.
Yeah, true. Okay, so that was like kind of a weird little detour that I'm not sure how that helps us or doesn't help us. I mean, we didn't make a contract, so I guess that's kind of it.
We were not meant to make a contract.
It was just information.
Okay.
Just to let John know that he's going to be tapped.
This is helpful for us to know why Jarl's clanmates were involved in the Sula Rose, because that was a bit disconcerting.
I mean, isn't it all kind of to get to Elena?
He wants his childer back. So clearly she wasn't chosen at random.
But why now?
Why not now?
Because it was not last week and it is not next week.
There's 3 camps, as he said, of kindred, of Sabbat of some kind, amassing in some way. Nixodon clearly leads some of them, apparently, whoever this Nixodon is.
I think before we continue that it needs to be stated that I will need you all's help. And that I already know what the payment is for this particular contract.
We got you, boo. It's fine.
Of course we'll help you.
I, for one, am willing to help in any way I can. The sooner we get rid of this filth, the better.
Are you willing to engage in diablerie?
I was getting bored. There's the word.
Wait, who now?
Would I have to? Would it not be possible to eliminate?
You would not.
You would have to.
Payments and contracts must be met.
And
Anyone, or does it have to be you?
Who did he say the contract went to?
You,
There's
of
you.
course.
So it would have to be you that commits.
This is why I'm giving you the option. You can help me. Or you could stay out of my way and pretend that you know nothing.
I'm in. When do we start?
I offer you this bit of honesty because you all have trusted me, even though you maybe should not have at various times throughout this relationship.
Aren't the other Banu Hakim gonna roast you if Tremere help you though?
That would require
I mean, maybe
me
you don't
to
care.
care.
Maybe we can put you in funny
Yeah,
hats
true.
and say it was a joke the whole time.
And after moving to Vancouver, my fucks are few.
Yeah, I'm trying to give less fucks.
I think you need your fucks to keep your humanity.
I think I just want this goddamn Sabat to leave us the fuck
Me
alone.
too. God.
And the only way to achieve that is to help out wherever we can. At least from my perspective, that's where I stand. So if you need help, Mr. Jaw, the sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can get the city back to at least a stage where I don't have to give a fuck, so to speak.
I have a whole mansion of fucks.
Well, then you have lots of fucks to give, don't you?
I only wanted to be sure you are Primogen of the Camarilla.
And Primogen of the Camarilla fighting a Sabat member would be probably not a bad
Expected.
thing. Exactly.
I just mean the whole,
It would be the first one, apparently.
when it comes to me fulfilling my contract.
Oh, right. I mean, honestly, there should probably have been a lot of other things that I should have said if I was going to say things. So let's just say that I probably will be able to keep quiet on this one.
Probably feels like probably.
I will not say a thing. I give you my word, Mr. Jaw, I will not say a thing. Honestly, if as a Primogen I was going to say anything, I would have said it by now. I don't even know who to say it to, honestly, because quite frankly, I haven't seen Hazoon in forever and I don't quite frankly care. And as far as Cassius goes, Cassius just wants us to deal with this shit and help him deal with this shit. He wants us
I'm not
out
worried
of
about
here.
Cassius. I could kill him. That would be not that bad.
No, exactly. But as a Primogen, the Camarilla doesn't need to know about any blood hunts, anything like that you may put upon this person, any contracts. They don't need to know that. And
Mr.
I'm sorry,
Giovanni?
exactly, Mr. Giovanni. I'm sure you probably have something to say about that.
Not really.
You're the only Primogen that isn't Sabat.
See, she has
I'm
a
not
point.
the only
Still
Primogen.
want
I'm
to
just the
know
only
what
Primogen you
ritual
know
they
that's
went
not
through.
Sabat.
Was it Valdery?
I don't know that word.
I think it's like a weird blood bond thing.
Does
I
that
got
mean that's
the-
what they did in the other coterie?
I got the being a Banu Hakim for dummies when it came to a lot of the Sabbat things. Bad guys, big hawking monsters, Simisi, Lasombra, fights people in the streets, makes a masquerade violation a living, breathing evil thing, and killed them on sight. Essentially, that was what I got about the Sabbat. Oh yeah, and they're like a religious cult.
Jude's just like kind of like walks away from like wherever the group has sort of congealed and is just sort of like pacing. Her brow is furrowed. So where do we go now? What the hell, man?
Honestly, I don't know, Mr. Job. You don't have the information for the contract yet, do you? So I say we keep on with alliances, I guess.
So changelings times?
We have the changelings. We have Hastings Park and potential gang
Check
grab.
Hastings Park as well.
I
around
still
here.
need to check into the Raphael Fine Art auction house
Yes.
and find out what the hell is going on.
What
with
about
my
your
family?
what about your family member?
See, if people want, we could probably arrange to do some weapon shopping. Amanda and Samson, their little bling bling store.
Ooh, yeah,
I
want
don't
to
know
go there
that I
again.
need to. I don't know.
I don't
that
know how
need
I
to.
feel about being a walking ad so much, but you know.
See,
You gotta
Now-
have a strong brand.
I just have one question. If we bring a lot of attention to ourselves with regards to the Sabbat issue, will the Second Inquisition not be more heavily attracted to us? Because those things that we recovered from their complex, the medications, the things that they were trying to use on our kindred, they are trying to, and I don't know if I mentioned it, they are trying to build some sort of the reference would be super soldier serum, I believe, from the comics that I've read, but essentially they're trying to get kindred powers.
Isn't that like Captain Spider-Man or something?
America, but
I
yes,
can't.
something like
America.
that.
I
See,
kid.
see,
He's America's ass. I know.
Yeah, something like that. Yes,
They-
but
They
they're
won't
try-
be the first to have done it that way.
yes, but this is so. I guess my concern is how do we keep this quieter, or so as quiet as possible, so that the SI don't come at us.
I have a suggestion, but it's not going to sound or feel very good.
By all means, go ahead.
Whenever there's a Sabbat incursion, from my understanding, they embrace a bunch of new vampires. Those vampires go run rampage, and the Second Inquisition catches a few of them because they're going buck wild, and they're satisfied.
It could kind of like they almost like take the heat off, right? They're distracted by them.
Indeed. The problem is they're a problem for us still. We also have to deal with them. So even if the Second Inquisition are helping in a way, we have to let them help without crossing paths with them.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hard.
What if we start peppering them with information? A little bit of spice here, a little bit of spice there.
The Second Inquisition? No.
Hmm?
We just leave them alone. We don't need to poke a stick in every ant's nest.
I mean, fair.
I
If
am
we
in
run into
agreement
them,
with Mr. Giovanni.
We will burn that bridge when we get to it.
All right.
I like
See,
to keep
now-
a more than safe distance from the Second Inquisition.
See, Now,
Yes.
one thing that we can do right now in the fuck around and find out, I believe, is how they used to term it.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok.
Well, yeah. While I've been talking, I'm swapping SIM cards in my phone to a pay-as-you-go throwout, and I am calling Giovanni Central, that place where all the information has been gathering.
Giovanni Central.
See, this is. Damn, I just blanked on my character. It's in front of me. See, this is Duran Giovanni.
Hold, please.
About.
Damn it.
Oh,
You
Dean
hear
Martin.
like
Excellent
really
hold music today.
It's like classical music, but it's
But
music.
Italian.
Yeah, it's
You're like
Italian.
Don Giovanni or
but it's music.
Yeah, Dean Martin. The Dean Martin hits. Done in elevator style.
Can we hear this? Like the music
you
coming out of the
the
microphone?
Probably.
Dean
Any
Martin's
speakers?
music. Oh God.
Yeah, it's
Mr.
horrible.
Giovanni, do you even like this music?
See, it's Blue Eyes.
Take a
What are you talking
willpower
about?
Okay.
damage.
Somewhere
All
across
right.
the city, Cassandra takes a willpower damage. Just like
In that case, give me another phone. I need a second one.
Shouldn't
Hey, we
they
can
be
play them in
playing
tandem. You can play them against
Eurovision?
your ears. You have like headset.
Oh no. That was weeks ago.
Oh, but
Music moves very quickly, unless it is, of course, one of the timeless classics like Old Blue Eyes.
Giovanni
all right.
Centrals. Go ahead.
See, this is Duran Giovanni. In approximately a day or so, you'll be receiving a micro SD card by courier. It is to be added to the 3-card Monty package.
Understood.
When that package is complete, I require the all torpedo bays to be loaded and fully fired. I want Justicars. I want the Anziani to know this is an excellent time to move against Charlotte Industries. I would suggest buying stock hard and fast for 12 days and then sell everything immediately, cause a crash. That is my suggestion. The Anziani will do as they see fit. But it would be a good time to acquire some properties and make some strong footholds in this city. I would recommend perhaps package, if we still have connections quietly through the back doors, to Lucinda, the Justicar of the Ventru, or perhaps, do not like to think, oh, Molly, the Nosferatu Primogen, they do like to stick their nose in. Or the Justicar of the Nosferatu, they do like to stick their nose in, because it may concern her own, only on the other side of the sect wars in this city. Also, so the NCNE, and of course, make sure Senor Lilu gets it as well, because he was the one who bargained for it in the first place. We are merely reaping the benefits. Thank you very much for your assistance in this matter. I shall make sure payment as per usual for storing and dispersing the information.
And the line goes dead.
Bien. So that is the first shot across the bow. Second shot, same card. I'm going to phone Lilu, Connor Lilu, the number I have for him.
Hello.
Signor Connor Lilu, please. It is Signor Duran Giovanni with a very important message.
Hold, please. And much better music comes on, obviously.
Now we're getting the Eurovision beat. This is excellent stuff. I could dance to this. Well, I could dance to the old stuff as well.
Someone else is calling, apparently. So eventually you hear Connor come on. Hello?
Si, Signor Lilu. It is Duran Giovanni. How are you this fine?
Mr. Giovanni.
I'm calling to let you know that in approximately 48 hours, we will complete our side of the bargain. All the information will be in your hands, including a recording of a meeting that was made not that long ago, in which your on life has been threatened by your childer and her coterie. The Parisian of the city have decided that they won in the recording. You can listen. They have admitted that they have joined the Sabbat, but they're lying to the Sabbat. I don't know how that works. They're also lying to the Camarilla. So they're playing stupid monkey games. The second thing will be that your name comes up, and they mentioned the person making the recording, that you would be handled.
see.
So when the package arrives, we will expect to register with the Harpies the prestation. And we thank you very much for doing business with the Sundown Appreciation Club or Sundown Appreciation League and Book Club. If we can ever be of assistance again, please let us know.
Of course. The
Grazie.
usual, the prestation agreed upon will be recorded with the various harpies of the city.
Already got it.
Grazie. It is greatly appreciated. It's been a great pleasure doing business with you, sir.
You as well.
Buona Sara. Take out that SIM card, snap it, put my other SIM card back in. There. Now, what is done with that information, we will see. Some may talk, some may slap a wrist, but it is now in play.
But if
So-
they only get a wrist slapped, won't they come after us?
Oh, I hope they come after us. I really do. Their little nattering threats annoy me. Among the families, the joke is leaving the horse's head in the bed and breaking the kneecaps and stuff. But the real family members know that you do not pull a gun without pulling the trigger. And he pats the assault shotgun. 600 rounds cyclical per minute. 33 round drum magazine. Every second one is dragon's breath. It will be an actual fire hose. And that is notwithstanding what we're able to get. 6 seconds, it empties the drum. I expect to run screaming in fear, but everything I have aimed at will be bits of ash on the ground that I will run screaming in fear from. I do not do well with fire, but I'm willing to take the chance.
That thing must be very heavy. How many dots do you have in strength?
See, I have enough.
Prince, God damn you.
I'm sorry.
God damn it. Come on, man.
I gotta bring
Right
some
on.
levity to the show periodically. It's just what I
Do
do.
you happen to have any dots in
I'm
potent,
just
sir?
kidding. I love it. You know I love it.
See, I have potence.
I mean, that
I
said,
have-
we do need to play another D&D game.
Uh,
Coterie. Build a team. Maybe with some Banu Hakim. Some extra Banu Hakim joining us.
See, I don't care if they are not coming after us. Somebody else will be coming after us. We have been threatened by for being next to nobody, which we keep being told we're next to nobody. Apparently, we are a big threat to a lot of people.
We've been threatened by
So-
bigger fish than those.
Yeah, see, we have run away from some of the biggest.
Wait,
The more
I think
terrifying they are, the more important I feel.
Shape changer down right the middle.
the only other thing I wanted to say, I mean, I know you already called Connor, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. They were all very insistent that he had done something unforgivable.
Yeah, they also insinuated that he was Sabat from
See,
Montreal.
because he'd been to Montreal. I've been to Toronto. Does that make me Sabat? No. Does it make me
There's a
Amarillo? No,
shitload
I'm
of
still-
Sabat
I
in
literally said that.
Philadelphia right now.
I literally said correlation doesn't equal causation. I said that.
See,
Oh yeah, you
see.
did.
But again, see, they were trying to cast aspirations in order to make you believe that they were the boohoo little victims, and it was everyone else had been doing bad things to them.
Poor
Where
guy.
honestly, they should have put their big bitches pants on and manned up ages ago, or womaned up. I mean, I doubt any of them would be near as good as the women. They say they're deadlier than the male for a reason. Did you know that the Romans?
You're like a
was it
praying
the
mantis.
Romans? Was it
Spiders,
the Athenians? There was
Sea
some war way
horses.
back when where they give the prisoners to the women, and it was like, oh, never do that again. Holy Jesus, what they did.
I can
You know
only
that-
hope that someone thinks of me that way someday.
Again, listening in on that recording,
You're already a passable
you
brawler.
stood. See, you stood against 5 primogen, and
I
you
think
did
you're
not break.
closer to that than you actually believe you are.
See, all you need are some dance lessons, and you're good across the board.
I can help with
Sometimes the
that
most
part.
sometimes the most important people in history are the people that barely did anything in terms of strength. It's the people that spoke, it's the people that did the smaller things, and often they don't even get mentioned. Sometimes they don't even get mentioned by their own governments until it's too late.
We also need to
Wondering.
check into those Nagaraja that Senor Vincent told us about.
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
want, they're Hakata, but we don't necessarily want their type in this city. Nagaraja are corpse eaters. They are not polite people. They are not a good representative of the clan. So much as Senor Keto, you are finding out what your clanmates are doing in this city, we need to find out what some of mine are doing in this city, because that may complicate things for us. In which case, we will find out. Maybe they are helpful. Maybe, but we need to find out. I'm thinking though that we Chauncey and the little fairy people first, and Hastings Park, the Gangrel.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
Yes, we go to Gangrel's in Hastings Park, but the problem is, how exactly are we expected to protect Hastings Park against our own?
We ask them politely.
We just see what's
To
up.
leave?
Like, you just honestly be like, yo,
Oh no,
like,
not
why are
not
what's going on?
leave. Don't screw with the park, the ferries.
Could
lovers.
just simply be a, hey, could you clean up after the homeless dudes that come in here now and then, so that we can keep the park pristine? It might simply be a
That's what I'm
minor
saying.
prestige.
Just ask them what's going on.
Don't tear up any mushroom rings.
Oh,
I wouldn't
right.
sink into the ground
I'm
there either.
never gonna
but
be able
that's
to
me.
keep track of all this stuff.
Well,
maybe
there are
maybe
books.
put a bowl of milk out once a week or something. I don't know what the
What?
traditions among the fairies are. You leave out the bowl of milk or beer. There are some fairies that love beer, so you leave that out and they
Oh.
drink it, and then they clean your house and fix your shoes and stuff like that. Though I'm thinking with this group here, you leave a bowl of beer out and they don't take the stuff from your pockets.
Oh.
At
Oh,
least
right.
that's what
There
I'm
was
hoping.
there was that one that was freaking that took the
There were a
stuff
couple
out
of them.
Yes, those were.
See,
Oh, and Jude looks at Ja and kind of goes up to him like to talk and says, "How do you feel about all this stuff with the Banu Hakim being here, and like, how does that make you feel?"
Honestly, I don't feel much of anything. I suspect that the draw of power, no matter where it's coming from, can make good people do bad things. And that was the same in life as it is in unlife. It's never not disappointing, but it always feels inevitable.
Abigail, is it possible, because like you had a premonition, could you like see what I'm doing 100 years in the future?
I'm not sure if that's how it works. I haven't really gotten my head around the entire thing. I mean, I can try, but I don't know if it's something that
I don't know.
do you,
I guess
do you
just,
want
like,
to know? Do you honestly want to know?
That is a dangerous question to ask, because what if she looks 100 years in the future and you're not there?
Exactly. Do you want to know?
you might be in Cabo.
You might be
It's a
getting
magical
stabbed
place.
in the face with a knife from me.
Yeah, I guess it's better just not to know. I don't know. I wonder how I'm gonna be when I'm a little older. That's all.
If you
Well-
continue on the path that you're on now, pretty freaking awesome, I think.
Thanks. I hope so.
It will be fine. It will be fine, Jude, but I don't think that looking into your future is necessarily what you want me to do. I think that there's a part of you that knows that you just really don't want to know, because then that makes it final. That makes it set in stone, so to speak.
And besides, after that, you'll be second guessing every step. Does this one lead me to that future, or is this going to cause some kind of a weird television paradox where it goes and suddenly you're?
Or is there even a choice?
See.
Yeah,
See,
no,
I've watched
you
a lot
all are
of
right.
TV.
These are things
Learning the future, never a good thing. Look how it turned out for Cratchit. No, Marley. No, which one was it? The Scrooge guy. Scrooge. See.
Yeah, the Ghost of Christmas Future. I get it. I know what you're saying. No, I get that it's probably better not to know. I mean, that's how all those like really bad like technology-based horror movie starts, where somebody goes to a website and they're like, oh, you're gonna die, and then everything goes to hell. So just probably better to avoid it.
I would prefer that. Honestly, I don't even want to know what my own future's like. That's what got me into this. That's what got me here in the first place. I don't think I ever told you. It's basically, I was enchanted by the idea of never knowing the technology that was going to come. I went to school. I learned all this math and technology, and I helped out in the war. And suddenly I was told, you know what, but you won't be alive to see all these technological advances that happen. You won't be alive to see what happens from all the work that you've just done. Don't you want to know what happens? Don't you want to help and make that future? And here I am.
Curiosity is a great reason to live forever, in my opinion.
Abigail, we have guns and I still use a sword.
Well, that's true, but the medical advances that have been made on humankind, at this point, 100 years from now, maybe they will be living forever.
I read a story about this.
I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility, really, but I would never get to see it, and that's what drew me in, and that is my own failing. But
I get
know.
it.
So I don't know if you want to know.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, Ja, once we save the city from the Sabbat, we're gonna have a dance lesson, okay?
I can help with that.
Wasn't there a movie about a comic? But oh shit! Don't say that.
What?
Don't talk about having dances after a war. Don't. Abigail's just gonna be like looking at her phone, looking at Marvel website.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Another thing about America's ass.
Got to pull that out, do you? Really? Got to hit me there? Fine.
I think of it more like Pulp Fiction, maybe. Except I don't want to pay that much for a milkshake ever.
No.
Probably more like
It would have to be a good
killers.
milkshake.
So, how are we going to deal with the Sabbat then?
We're going to murder my brethren and then eat them.
Well, yes.
We're gonna continue.
That's not all of the Sabbat.
Gathering allies to help us fight when it comes down to it. So we're gonna talk to the changelings. We're gonna go to Hastings Park to see like what's going on there. So then when we go to the changelings, we can be like, "Yo, we've helped you protect us."
We can move that other coterie who seems to have their shit all kinds of fucked up. We can move the Sabbat towards them.
Well, they're already in the Sabbat, so.
But what if we force the conflict? If they're not in the Sabbat, what if we make them have to prove it?
Well, I mean, hopefully, what Duran
We
did.
we do
assist
have a
with that.
recording of them saying that they're lying to the Sabat, and while the Camarilla do not like being lied to, the
Sabat was
Sabat
like-
really don't like being lied to.
Yeah, Mr.
If
Giovanni
we-
understands
if-
exactly where I am.
If we got this recording to, say, a trusted Nosferatu to get to this Nixodon person, elder in the sewers.
Oh.
Oops.
Wait.
I
Darn.
don't even
wait,
know
wait.
what happened.
Shucks.
And Mordecai sort of sifts around
Who
the
knows
photos.
Nosferatu named Simon?
Points to the one with the skull throne.
I wonder if that is this Nixodon person.
Is this Nixodon?
They are a big target if it's a Nixodon person. Take a lot to chew through that, though. But still.
So what Nosferatu do we allegiance do we have that was willing to stick his head in that
Simon
alligator's mouth?
might know somebody.
Passing messages is generally safe-ish.
See,
Still have to make it worth his while. I don't want to
oh, see,
throw him literally to the wolf.
see,
We have things to offer.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. I'm just so sick of this. Let's just. They've overstayed their hospitality, so to speak.
It's at
No,
that
that's
point,
exactly right. They've overstayed their welcome.
It's at that point that Abigail's eyes roll back into her head,
What?
and your vision fades.
Oh, shit.
You see a landscape, a cityscape of Vancouver. You can see kind of like a ticker is flashing in front of your eyes.
All the Avengers are dead.
It's now 2021, 22. The year is far distant in the future. And you see that there are torrents of blood going through the streets of Vancouver. Kind of like tidal waves and like a tsunami of blood. And then your vision, you blink a few times. You can't believe what's going on. And there are things kind of like what Jude described. The kind of spider creatures crawling up the city, the buildings. And there is someone, when you kind of focus in on the younger, uncool brother of the Seattle Space Needle, you can see there's someone sitting on top of it. And you kind of move in as you can see the blood kind of flowing through the streets below you. And you're getting the term, you don't see anything, but the term is imprinted on your mind of technocracy and NWO. And as you come closer to the person that is sitting atop of the Space Needle thing, you see that it's Jude, and there is a crown that is kind of gushing blood that she is wearing. It's flowing down from her. And you can see she's surrounded by skulls in a circle that is kind of like a Tremere ritual. And you know that each one of those skulls has a different etching on its forehead. J, D, A, M. And as you get closer to where Jude is, you can see that her skin isn't her skin. It is kind of circuitry and boarding and electronics. And that's where we're going to end our episode.
Jude has to die.
That was so scary. What? No.
Jude's our big bad evil guy.
He planted
It was
the
Jude
idea.
all along.
Yeah.
Write my theme song, baby.
I love
So-
the reference.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. And we will do some quick outros, and then we will raid on over to some, I believe, Philly by Night, maybe? Or something similar by the Philly by Night people.
More D&D and Death House.
More D&D. Oh, is it the...
Fair?
Yes, Fair is
Nice.
running the game. So
Fair
it
is
is,
running
it
the
is
game.
it is still vampire adjacent. But it's in D&D. And Fair
Okay.
is running a game in Death House. So
Cool.
We will be do a quick outro, and then we'll get you on over there. Give all of the Rolling D's 20s crew some love. Give them some likes, subscribes, thumbs up things, whatever it is that we do on Twitch these days. And we'll do some quick outros in reverse order. So we'll start with Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna. I was playing Abigail, the techie Tremere who is now really freaked out and might have to kill Jude, but not sure. Maybe not. You will find me on Twitter at Hyrule Gardner. You will find me on our Patreon for the occasional added spice to our content. If you have the means, please by all means go to see our Patreon for all the extra content that we've given. And that's actually Extra Life. So we have not yet slated a date for our Extra Life 24-hour stream because we're still working on schedules and things like that. But we have started collecting for Extra Life, and we're doing it on behalf of BC Children's Hospital. So if you can, please help out BC Children's Hospital by donating. It is a thing very close to our hearts. So if you could, please, if you have the means, otherwise, if you can, spread the word. And that's it for me.
Wait, that way. Prince.
hey everybody, I'm Prince, aka Doubles the Dice around the internet. The world is wild and I have a lot of stuff to do. So the easiest way to keep up with all the things that I'm doing is to follow me on Twitter, and that is at Doubles and Dice. I am going to be all over the place. If you're watching this, you may have seen me like 3 times today already. So that's how busy I am. But be sure to follow me on Twitter. I have a lot of stuff going on. You'll see me at different things. I am confirmed I'm going to be at PAX PAX Unplugged. There's panels, there's things. Just follow me and Rolling These 20s. We'll be back next week with Vampire the Rest of Philly by Night, and we will be in the future. Yes, where there's a kaiju cane, there's nanobots, there is castles, there is Philly as you've never seen it before, and hopefully never will. Be honest with you.
If only they could go back in time and prevent this horrible future from happening.
Yeah, it all started with Gritty.
And Mike.
Right, Mike. I played Mordecai, who is now firmly convinced that he's going to diablerize Jude because Jaw said so, and it's okay when I'm working with Jaw that I'm allowed to diablerize. So that's on him.
I don't think that was the message.
That's what I heard.
That's what you
That's
got
the
out of
important
that?
part.
That was not what
I'll
I
be saving
said.
the world.
It was not.
Exactly. You can catch my pre and post COVID cosplay adventures at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and TikTok. You can CDN Cap America on Twitter. You can catch me here on Saturdays doing the Vampire Takeover. I am playing in a Sunday afternoon 2 p.m. PST game, Fanelin by Night, a very confused sorcerer. I am running the Would-Be Heroes game on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. PST on this very channel. Another 5th edition D&D game. And I am currently, well, you'll see, actually, you will have seen by now, if you're following our stuff, just what I'm doing on Wednesday nights with the Changelings in the Changeling game. I'm their worst boss ever.
Sarah?
Hey, my name's Sara. I play Jude. You can find me on Twitter at MCDiabetes. I'm a creative partner at Martlet Games. We have a lot of things in production, so please follow Martlet on the socials as well. I am on the Vancouver by Night channel all weekend. Friday Skin Deep, Saturday Vampire Takeover, and Sunday D&D. So you are getting 3 straight days of my little chubby cheeky face. So enjoy that. I do want to give a special shout out to Skin Deep, Lex's or a Redhead Vixen's bespoke tabletop horror game. I'm super proud of it. All of us are. You would have seen episode 3 yesterday, so if you were there, you know that shit is getting real now. So please join us for the rest of that. It's a limited series, so I'd be really appreciative if you check that out here on Vancouver at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for Skin Deep. Other than that, like I said, just keep an eye on Martlet. We have several things dropping in November, so look forward to extra innings for the spooky season in November. And that'll do it for me. Thanks so much. And if you think Jude is going down, it's just going to let you eat her and kill her, you are gravely mistaken. I have a new power that I have not deployed. I'll have you know.
Blood sorcery, bitches.
I love that. And that's it for me. And if you think
got told. So
yep, that's so wrestling ring. That is.
It's already been
done.
brought, brother.
Where's the fan? You gotta clack the fan out. There we go. And last but certainly not least, Cliff.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Cliff. I played tonight Duran Giovanni, who dropped a whole mess of hammers, and we'll see how much denting there is in the floors now. I don't know what I'm going to do with them next. It's like, here's everything I've been working on. Just fire them off. Okay, I'm going to go sit in the back now and relax. You can find me on the interwebs under The Vintage Self, mostly on Instagram, a little bit in other places here and there. Not only am I here for the Vampire Takeover every Saturday, enjoying the heck out of this amazing game, you'll also find me in Patreon doing a little extra stuff. Go check out the Patreon. Go look at the YouTubes, click like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified on everything. There's a ton of stuff there. Wednesday nights, I run the Toronto by Day, Tales from the Rookery Changeling 20th anniversary. Such a long freaking name. Campaign where an incredible motley is doing incredible stuff and have just run into their first guest. There are plans coming up. And rumor has it that at the end of this month, I will be making a guest appearance on Prince William by Night. As a special character. So go check Dark Druid Productions because they run every Monday night and they do some amazing stuff. Right now they're into an entire second season that's all independent, so it's very Hikata. So I am very all over it. Huge shout out to them. They've got some great role players and an amazing storyteller over there. And I think that's everything I'm doing right now. So besides, going slowly crazy. So, yeah, that's me.
And this guy is Storyteller Steve. So check out our YouTube, check out our Patreon for all that fun stuff. If you apparently like Matt Mercer as Beckett, YouTube, we got him over there. And he was really awesome to work with. So yeah, check that out. And check out all of our back episodes, YouTube. We got some awesome stuff cooking up for the Patreon. All you need is $1, and you can help us out. It goes to all of the people on all of the screens that we've got here in Vancouver by Night. And yeah, check out all of our schedule. Should be down there somewhere, wherever it is on the Twitch. And yeah, tune in to all of our stuff, which is Sunday Fanolin by Night D&D, Tuesday D&D Would Be Heroes, Wednesday Changeling, Saturday Takeover, and this week we are out for Adjacent. We will be coming back with the new season, not this week, but the week after, and we are going to raid over to, I believe, Death House, Prince said, with Fair being the one in the hot seat, in control of everything. And yeah, we will see you all next week back here at our regular time. Have a good night, everybody.